Take the wings in.
That looks amazing. Yeah.
They're very spicy.
I don't want them. I don't like spicy.
I know.
I know you're just a little girl and I have to wipe your face the whole time.
I got this shit off.
I have to treat you like a baby, but you know.
I'm gonna need some beer. Be my drink, hurry up. Why is this thing shutting off? What's going on? That's one crazy bug. Well, it's the truth. Oh, I don't care. It's funny. I know. Everybody's pissed because I didn't give you the money shot of the brisket squirting all over the squeen. Squeen? Oh, yeah, squeen. You know, it's a squeen, Jeffrey. It's a squeen. And one great thing about cooking the ham in the, Jesus, or green bean cast. So much easier just reheat it in a pit. Well, because you don't want to meese?
Obviously, this is a great day. I mean, I'm practicing social distancing, but look at those guys. See, they're practicing social distancing too. Very good. That's a really good social distancer there. Howdy.
Hi.
See, so you can still go out right in the neighborhood and just walk around. You got yourself some wine. Chardonnay, that is, from Wine Till Sold Out. I mean, I can get used to this. I think you can too. Oh, wait, I'm exhausted. Better. You know, and if you don't want to hold the bottle, the great thing about my new invention is you can just let it go down and you just got the tube sticking out. It works, trust me. We're all gonna be doing this real soon, the way this is going. Don't be afraid right now. Just get yourself a nice hazmat suit. Enjoy the beautiful weather. I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous out today. People are working. Ugh. I gotta stop. Refill? So I'm sure a lot of you are thinking I'm taking this coronavirus way too serious. But god darn it, watch one of my old videos and I'll put it in a link above where somebody sneezed in my face. How terrible was that? Wow, his lawn looks incredible. I don't know if I'm talking too much in this mask and that's why it's fogging up, or if I'm running into a cloud of COVID-19. Either way, I'm protected. All right, I better get back to those chicken wings before they burn up. I think my timer's going off right now. If I don't win an Emmy Award for this content, it's rigged. I ain't kidding you.
You know when you're cooking at night, the weirdest things pop in your head. Stuff like, there's a skeeter on my, knock it off. There's a skeeter on my, knock it off. There's a one, there's a dozen. You can hear the buzzing. There's a skeeter on my Peter, knock it off. You can sing along if you want to.
We've all been there. Standing alone by our pits while it's raining, just praying we can light a match so we can have a fire. Our main goal in life is to be that husband, that dad, that hero that can provide our circle of life one incredible cook that will satisfy even the worst hunger for Q. So get ready. Ricer is here to bring you peace and end your struggles of failure. He is here to help you amplify your backyard barbecue fun. Oh, can somebody please tell me who wrote this crap? Welcome to Dead Broke Barbecue's Tavern Talk. Now here's your host, Ricer.
Hey everybody, how we doing tonight? All right, well, hey, it's another successful weekend in the barbecue showbiz life, I guess. I hope all of you guys had a wonderful, and ladies, had a wonderful weekend. It was pretty nice here in Wisconsin. I mean, I don't think we even got above like 88 all weekend. So, yeah, it was productive. Did a lot of cooking, honestly. I cooked a lot of steaks for some reason. Friday, Saturday. Back-to-back ribeyes. I've been trying to mess around on my rider a little bit to try to perfect that cook. It does an excellent job, but sometimes I'm just a little under or just a little over. So I've been messing around with that. I actually cooked some chicken wings again this weekend. Gosh, it doesn't seem like I'd never get enough chicken wings. But yeah, so it was good, fun weekend. I did do, some of you probably saw that I purchased a master-built smoker, so I joined the crew, I guess. You know, I was kind of looking at that for the past 2-3 months or so. I've been looking at that cooker, and it kind of went down a little bit on price, and I pulled the trigger and said, okay, we're gonna get one. Anyway, so I'm excited to get that thing rolling. I did think about trying to do a burn off today, but some other stuff. Hey, Chris, take care, buddy. Have a good, safe flight. Watch the replay, buddy. But anyways, yeah, so I guess that's kind of what was up this weekend for me. How about you guys? I see that Jeff from Grill and Smoke Barbecue's in there. Skip's in there. How you doing, buddy? Jimmy Q. We also have Ray Newcomb, and we have Mike Montoya. How you doing, buddy? We got Charlie, and I said hi to Tom, and I saw Mags in here earlier. And we got Anthony Cortez. How you doing, bud? Thank you for joining. What do you got? 110. Ooh, yucky. That is hot, man. That is sweaty underpants making gravy for sure. So, hey, Brad Lucas. All right, you are one of the winners from last week. Brad, you won a shaker of Suckle Busters 1836, so congratulations. Get me your address, and then we'll go ahead and get you a shaker right from Suckle Busters itself. And the bigger winner was Charlie. Charlie actually won something. Charlie won Jabin Postal's barbecue rubs. So, Charlie, when that gets in, I'll send it right over to you, buddy. So, congratulations on that, man. It was a good double hitter, let's say, last week with 2 giveaways. So it was fun, and really, honestly, I'm glad to see that Charlie won something because he's pretty loyal about putting in the hashtag, and he has won a long time ago when we first started. But good job, buddy. Way to go. Hey, Tommy Nesbitt, how you doing, buddy? How's it going, man? Thanks for watching, cooking tonight. All right, watch it. What am I cooking? I cooked chicken wings, like I said earlier. Pretty boring, And I see Eric, Eric Camp House Barbecue. How you doing, bud? Thanks for joining me. I think I said everybody earlier a little bit. If I didn't, I at least said hello to you in the chat earlier. So thanks for joining me. Tonight we've got a double header. We've got the Kitchen MoFo. We got Alex coming on first. And then later in the show, we got Todd Sassy from Greenhorn BBQ Beer. So it's going to be a packed show tonight. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope all of you guys are ready for some chatting. We're going to give Alex a call right now. Now, it is early for him. He stayed up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning over there in Italy. So if he looks a little tired, let's give him, he's got an excuse, man. So he's opening his restaurant, so he's a pretty busy dude. We'll call him up, and hopefully we don't have any Skype problems. Oops, turn that off. You guys don't have to listen to that. All right, he is hooking up. It looks like he just has to hit his... There he is. Hi, hey, man, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
Good.
I'm sleepy.
Are you sleepy? A little tired? All right. Well,
yeah,
hey.
You said that, so I apologize too for looking a bit tired, but
no, it's all right, man. Hey, you're across the pond, and it's understandable 100%. So I know a little bit about you, and there's a couple guys in the chat that know a little bit about you. But hey, tell us about the Kitchen MoFo a little bit, just real briefly.
So the Kitchen MoFo, mo as in more and fo as in food. So more food.
All right.
It's no profanity in the name at all. Not really, but whatever. Well, I'm Alex, as you said. I I am from Milan, and this is the place I still live at the moment. And my YouTube channel is about food, of course, but in a with a kind of a funny attitude. So I do reviews and I do cooking and I do a lot of, reactions and stuff like that. And it's all about food, but with a funny, kind of twist to the seriousness of the thing. It's my
Sure.
business, of course, because I am a restaurant owner. But I like to take a funny, side to the food thing. So I don't take it too seriously, but I still cook properly. That's what I do.
Okay. Did anybody else lose his audio a little bit here? I'm just wondering because it just went down a little bit on me. So, I, are you there, Alex?
I am
Speak.
still here.
Okay,
So,
okay, it's back, it's back. So okay, you got a little
okay.
quiet. So I don't know what happened there. It's all good. Hey, so you're starting up a new restaurant real soon, correct? I mean, you've been
Yeah, yeah.
busting hump and getting this going. What kind of restaurant are you doing? I mean, I know that the one in Ireland was kind of a fast food, type of restaurant. Or what's kind of the theme for this one here?
Well, the one in Belfast was an Italian fast food, street food kind of restaurant.
Hmm.
What I'm doing here, I kept the name because that's my brand and it's called DinaDina.
Hmm.
But this is more of an international kind of thing. So I'm still doing the food that I was doing over there, which was Italian food,
Hmm.
but I've also added a lot of American stuff,
Okay, all right,
which
cool, cool.
might be interesting for you guys as well.
Sure.
Um, so I do burgers, I do barbecue stuff, and I do a lot of fried fat stuff,
Hmm.
which is
Hmm.
something I wouldn't normally. Well, I would eat it, but I never done it as a business. But I love the the thing, so that's what I'm doing now,
Sure,
trying to.
sure.
So I've been spending the last few months setting this place up, and now we're just at the end of the process,
Mhm.
and it's killing me. I'm spending like 15 days, 15 hours a day at the restaurant, and just trying to finish this thing and open up
Mhm.
finally within the COVID-19 and all the stuff.
Right.
That is, we have a lot of rules. I guess you guys got the same over there with social distancing, and you cannot really have the same capacity in the restaurants. You have to, follow a few rules, and it just sucks. But
Right. Right.
I already started this thing before this happened, so I couldn't stop,
Hmm. Hmm.
midway. So I just said, okay, I'll go with it regardless.
Did the COVID kind of set you back on your opening date, or was it still
Yeah.
the process? Yeah. Yeah.
No, absolutely, because we were doing the all the works inside the restaurant, and we had to stop for 3 months.
Hmm.
So from the beginning of March until the beginning of, well, until almost the end of May, we couldn't really do anything over there. And that's when I actually did most of my videos recently because I had a lot of free time to spend at
Sure.
home to do a lot of, funny, stupid reviews.
Well, like the one that always, I watched a couple times is your that pizza maker thing that you got, man. That is like
Yeah,
the coolest thing in the world, dude.
it's an
Yeah.
awesome machine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called, it's funny because the brand is called Ferrari, which is the same as the cars, but it's
Right.
just the name comes from a family name. So
Hmm.
obviously there's a lot of people with the same last name, and
Right.
some other people, started this company and they do this thing which is called Ferrari as well. See, I see that properly.
Right. Right.
Ferrari. That's how we say it.
Yes. Right.
And, so they make pizza ovens, but they're like for your house. So
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
it does, you got this layer with a stone, and then you just close the lid, and it's very hot in there, and you can cook a pizza. Well, you can bake a pizza, almost like a real oven, and the taste can be really, really good.
Sure.
Sometimes even better than some pizza places, but. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty cool because it's compact and all that, and I'm just impressed when I've watched that a couple times. I'm like, man, I wish I had something similar to that over here. We have the outdoor burner pizza ovens and all that type of stuff, and you got your regular pizza oven for inside that's electric, but the bar ones, let's call them, but they're not as fancy as that rig that you got there. That's for sure. So are you a chef? I mean, because 100% the way you cook, man, you've got some skills.
No, I'm not a chef. I'm just Italian. It comes it comes with the passport, I guess.
Okay, all right, all right.
No, I'm not a chef. I mean, I don't want to call myself a chef just because you have to study to be a chef. Here we have specific schools for that, and like 5 years of school, and then you can start doing your first, jobs, and then you can call yourself a chef.
Sure. Okay.
I'm not a chef. I am a food enthusiast, whatever you want to call it, but I'm not a chef. But again, I like to say that I'm Italian, so we got it in our blood. I mean, it just comes with the family.
Sure.
It's in our culture.
Food's big culture, part of culture in Italy, obviously. I mean, it's a certain type of food that you can find all over the world. I mean, I always say, like, American food is good. It's just kind of ripped off from Europe and other parts of the world, so it's always kind of funny. I mean, like, the whole original part of foods that they established over in Europe, or again, other Mexico and certain things like that, but then we kind of put our own twist on it. So Italian spaghetti, let's say, is a lot different, I would think. And what is your opinion about, like, our Italian food? I mean, what's your idea? Is there a big difference when it comes across the pond and after generations and generations of changing? Or is it similar to just, maybe we don't have the same herbs or something?
Well, the thing is, you guys should stop calling that Italian food. At some point, you need to stop doing that. It's not Italian.
Right.
You can call it American Italian, maybe, but it's not Italian. The thing is that it has the same. I mean, it's the same roots in a way, because pasta is pasta, spaghetti is spaghetti. The
Right.
thing is that I like to say we keep it simple, which means we don't add a lot of stuff on our meals. So our spaghetti normally will be spaghetti al sugo, spaghetti al pomodoro, which means it's just spaghetti with tomato sauce, and that's it.
Yeah.
Spaghetti bolognese, for example, that doesn't exist. It's not a thing. I mean, you have it, but we don't put bolognese, we call it ragu alla bolognese, on spaghetti. We use other pasta for that. We use tagliatelle, for example. We don't put, so this is a big one, guys. Listen to this. Chicken. No, just no. No chicken on pasta, no chicken on pizza. We don't do that. We just fucking hate it. Sorry.
No, that's okay. No,
we don't
no.
like it. We don't do that.
Yeah. Well, because like chicken parmesan, you think of that type of stuff.
What is it? Never. I mean, I heard of it, but what is that?
breaded-
Try and order that in an Italian restaurant in Italy, and it will be like, what? What's that?
Yeah. Well, I've always kind of like chicken Kiev is kind of the same thing. It's different over there than it is compared to over here. So it just different twists.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Look, we take it seriously. I like to joke about it, but I'm not joking. If my grandma passed away a few years ago, but if she heard something like certain things that you guys do, she would be like, no, that's just wrong. She will slap you in the face, probably.
Right. I got a question from Darren from Ash Kickin' Barbecue. He's wondering, do you laugh when Americans think regular old Parmesan is Parmesan oregano?
Okay. Oh, you mean
Like,
Parmigiano Reggiano? I'm
yeah,
trying to.
Reggiano. Yes, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Like, you
I
know, I don't have my glasses on again, so
Parmigiano Reggiano. So it's if I understand the question, so Parmigiano Reggiano means that it's Parmesan cheese made in the way they do that in Reggio Emilia, which is a city. Just it's like south of Milan, north of Bologna, let's
okay.
say. It's a very famous area for food, Emilia Romagna. And regular old Parmesan, I don't know what that is. I have no idea what he's asking. What's that?
Oh,
Regular old Parmesan. So we don't have regular Parmesan. We only have Parmigiano Reggiano. So if you find Parmigiano only
mm-hmm.
in a supermarket, it's probably just fake cheese.
Sure,
We don't
sure.
have any other. Parmesan doesn't exist for us. It's Parmigiano Reggiano.
Okay.
Parmigiano is someone from the city of Parma, which is where Parma ham comes from too.
Okay, yeah,
But
Birmingham.
Reggiano is made in Reggio Emilia, which is a city very near to Parma. So it sounds a lot more complicated than what it is. Let's say Italian food, Italian cuisine is very regional.
Right.
So each region has typical food, but the thing is that even within the regions, different cities or towns, they have different foods. So something that is made in a certain way, for example, in Como,
Mm-hmm.
might have the same name in Milan, but it might not be done the same way.
Sure. Okay.
So it's very local, regional. We don't have like a national dish could be pizza or whatever, but it
Right.
might not be the same everywhere in the country.
Right.
Sure, it will be better than a lot of countries outside. I'm just joking. But yeah,
So, in wine is that same way too. You know, there's certain wines like Rioja, you know, and all that. That's going to be in a certain part of Spain. You know, certain Chablis, you know, and all that type of stuff. They all have their little regions, so they have their name. And if you're not in that region, you can't call it that. You know, so I mean, I'm sure it's pretty similar to the
it
same thing
works
with food.
exactly the same way. And obviously, we got the same for wine. I mean, I don't want to sound like we have the best of everything, but it's the same for wine. We have specific areas where they produce certain wines, and you can only call it that way if it's done in a certain way with certain grapes from a certain area.
Area.
And
Yeah.
there are certifications as well. You cannot fake
Mm-hmm.
it. I mean,
Yeah. Right.
there are actual ways to control that. And if you don't do it by the standards, you're not allowed to call your wine or your product that way.
Correct.
We have a lot of issues with export products that are called in a certain way, but then they're fake. We have
Mm-hmm.
that issue. So if you go like abroad, even when I lived in Ireland, we had some fake products from Italy, and it was funny to see them be like, "Fuck, this is not, it's not a
It's
real
not
thing."
real, right?
You
Right.
know?
So Ray from Newcomb Barbecue, he's asking, why do Italians like their sauce a little sweet? Their spaghetti sauce a little sweet.
Okay. It's not about sweetness. So tomatoes,
Hmm.
I would say tomato, like they would say it in Ireland, but tomatoes are naturally a little bit, how do you say that? Uh, Tangy,
Tangy,
if you know
yeah.
what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when we make our tomato sauce,
Mm-hmm.
sugo, whatever you want to call it, we add a bit of sugar to it to balance that. So maybe
Okay.
that's where the question comes from. That's
Sure. Sure.
so.
Like the first time that I talked to you, I was just amazed at how great your English is. You know, how
Thanks.
because it's not easy speaking two languages, and obviously, if you when you were in Ireland, you had to speak a little English, obviously, to communicate. Now, my accent compared to someone from Belfast has got to be just like, you probably can't hardly understand either of us sometimes, you know? So,
Of course, yeah.
yeah. So, but like, how did you get so proficient in English? I mean, how'd you do it?
With movies and TV shows. That's
Yeah?
really what I did. So learning English in school in Italy, not a thing, because the teachers are really bad. I could tell you that when I was 15, I was already speaking better English than my teacher in school. We don't have a culture for foreign languages at all. So, and then, so I did it my way. So listen to music first, reading the lyrics, and then I started watching movies and TV shows and all that stuff. So I kind of developed my own accent, which it's not the Italian accent. If I want to do an Italian, if I want to speak like an Italian speaks English, I have to fake it because I can talk like it is if I want to, but it's not the way I talk.
Right.
But I'm actually Italian, you know. That's a funny thing. So a lot of people don't believe that I'm Italian, but I am.
Yeah.
I was born here and I live here most of my life, but it was mostly with TV shows and you know all that kind of stuff. And I practice every day, so I do everything like I'm living in an English-speaking country. My TV is set in English. My mobile phone, it's all in English. My whatever, my notes and whatever I do, it's all in English. Obviously, when I communicate with people here, I do that in Italian. When I speak to my mother, I'll do that in Italian.
Right.
But I try to live my life like I'm living in an English-speaking country, and that works for me.
Sure.
I keep practicing in a way, and I enjoy doing these things with you guys. Well, you know, YouTubers from across the ocean and people that I know from all over the world, because it's good practice as well for me, you know.
Sure. You know, like in your videos, you know, you do a lot of subtitles on your YouTube channel for us English, you know, people. I think you started out, if I'm correct, you were doing all your videos in English.
Yeah, I think my first maybe 10, 15 videos were fully in English. Then at some point I realized that it was easier for me to do that in Italian because most of my subscribers or whoever was watching my videos, they were from Italy. So I thought it would work a little bit better. But then I also realized that I needed to give something to the people who would understand my language. So I added subtitles. I hate that. It's not like I hate the fact that I had subtitles. I love the fact that people from other countries will watch my videos. The problem is adding subtitles to a video is a pain in the back.
Yeah, it's
Like
a
a
lot of
big
work.
thing.
Yeah,
It almost takes longer than editing a video.
Right.
I'm not, because I want to do it right. So I do it properly and I time that properly. And it just takes too much of my time. Sometimes I just don't do it. If I do like longer videos where I talk about Italian stuff, like well, not really politics. Maybe I make jokes about that. But then I wouldn't. Yeah, well, I try to keep politics and all that stuff out of my channel. But you know, sometimes you come up with stuff, and then I don't add subtitles because you know people from other countries wouldn't really need to hear that. If you know what I mean.
Sure. Darren from Ash Kickin' Barbecue is asking again, what is your favorite Italian dessert? And this is like up my alley because I got a sweet tooth. I'm Norwegian, so we like all that sweet stuff. So
that's fair enough. Well, I'm gonna ask you, what is your favorite Italian dessert? Because I have to think about what desserts we do. We're not big on desserts. I mean, we do good ones, but
well,
do you have a favorite?
You know, I'm going to tell you that I have like a European type of favorite type of cake. It's gosh, I'd have to ask my wife the actual name of it, but it's kind of a tannish colored cake with like a bunch of cream in it. Man, there's all kinds of cream in all the different layers. It almost has like a little bit of a toffee on it, but I don't want to say that's for sure. But it's really, wow. I've had it in a couple different places. You know, she might be watching. She can come in here and tell me, but but I'm going to say that it's European. I'm not going to say it's 100% Italian.
That's fair enough. Well, I was looking at the chat actually, and I
Okay,
got
yeah, yeah,
ideas.
yeah.
Maybe I'm too sleepy. I mean, it's really late for me, but well, or early, whatever
Early
you
for
were.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. They are actually mentioning a few things that are Italian that maybe because it's late, I forgot about. So, zabaglione, I
Okay,
love
there you
that.
go. Oh
That's
yeah,
pretty much raw uh, eggs with sugar. That's how I would make it, but it can be alcoholic as well. You can add alcohol to it.
mm-hmm.
Zeppole, those are really nice. And well, the cannoli, obviously.
Oh,
But
cannoli. Yeah, that's gosh, I forgot all
someone
about
just
cannoli.
mentioned probably my favorite one of all, which I also make, and I forgot that I make it. I actually have a recipe on my channel as well for tiramisu.
Yeah.
Tiramisu is our best thing. Do you know what tiramisu means in Italian?
No, I do not.
So tiramisu means lift me up because
Oh.
obviously it's a coffee-based dessert
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps you awake in a way. I should have had some now so I could be more focused, but tiramisu is definitely one of my favorites. And I do it right. No alcohol in it. You have to do the cream properly with mascarpone cheese, and you have to separate the egg yolk from the egg white in the
Mm-hmm.
proper way. Otherwise, you're gonna get a yellow tiramisu, and no one wants a yellow tiramisu.
Sure.
No alcohol, absolutely. No coffee, liquor, nothing like that. Just the natural way. But you can add twists to that. So I do a nice strawberry tiramisu,
Oh, okay.
which has no coffee. I dip the biscuits in the strawberry juice, and then I put fresh strawberries on top as well.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely that's one of my favorites. Well, my very favorite, probably.
Well, I've had tiramisu, so I can say that I've had that.
Did you
I
have it in Italy?
No, I have not
Then
been to Italy yet.
okay.
That is one on our list. So,
Yeah,
um,
and you're aware of the fact that right now you guys are not allowed to come over here.
yeah, right. We can't. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
We got a little
stay the
time.
hell out of our country.
Breathing on you, right? Exactly. So now you kind of told me a little bit about a fancy oven that you got in your new restaurant. And
Yeah.
can you tell us about this? I mean, because obviously, you're cooking multiple different types of dishes and food types. Tell us just a little bit about this fancy rig you got going.
So this oven, it's a very expensive oven, like too expensive. I shouldn't have bought it, but whatever. It's from a brand, an Italian brand called Angelo Po. Angelo Po is pretty much a first name and last name. Angelo Po.
Okay.
Um, I love it. I mean, it's expensive, but it does a lot of things. So it cooks with steam pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It works a lot better than your classic kitchen oven that you have at home.
Right.
It cooks on, it's like a multi-layer cooking. So you can make bacon on top, chicken in the middle, lasagna at the bottom, whatever. The only thing they suggest not to do is to cook fish in there together with all the rest because the smell will, go around everything.
Right.
But you can cook a lot of stuff at the same time without affecting each thing. What I do with it, I do slow cooking, I do grilling, you can fry, you can smoke actually. So you add a little item on top of it and it smokes inside. You can choose your wood, you can choose your herbs if you want to add something. It's a really, really good item. And you know what it does? It just does a self-washing. So
Oh,
it looks like a washing machine once you do that because you see the water going inside and then it dries up as well. So it's a washer dryer oven. You can actually put your clothes in there and it will probably wash them.
wow. Well, because like when you sent me that video, I actually thought you were doing the dishes. I thought it was like a fancy dishwasher, So
Yeah,
so
because we spoke today and I was telling you that I couldn't be online because I was waiting for my oven to do the washing. But that's my oven. It's not a washing
yeah,
machine.
washing machine. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, what did you make? I think you had a little test thing you lately here. What have you done lately in that oven?
It's funny because I did barbecue pulled pork in there. So which is
Good,
your thing, not my thing.
right?
You are the masters. You guys know what to do there. I don't. I just do my own thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was doing so I'm doing this barbecue sambos because in Ireland they call a sandwich is called sambo. Well,
Okay.
it's a slang for that. So what I do is I do my pulled pork, and I'm gonna tell you how I do it, and you're gonna tell me that it's all wrong, but I need feedback about this.
Okay. All right.
I actually, for my restaurant, I import, you know this, Martin's potato rolls.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have them here. I have to import them from Pennsylvania. And the thing is that they come frozen, obviously, because they come from across the ocean. But they're awesome because when you defrost them, they stay nice and soft.
Right.
I love that. So I'm one of the few people. There's one distributor in Italy. I think there's like 10 restaurants in the country that actually use Marty's potato rolls. I'm happy that I'm one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got my Marty's potato roll toasted with a little butter.
Sure.
Put
Perfect.
my barbecue pulled pork in there, which I'm gonna tell you how I make it, and then I do my coleslaw, but I do that creamy. So I know it might be wrong, but I do that with yogurt, mayo. I use my how do you call it? Carrots. There's the other thing that you guys use. I don't know how to say that in English. I have to translate this. 1 second.
Sure, go ahead.
Because this is important. You know those words that you never use in other language, and then you're like, how do you call that? What do you put in coleslaw? What are the vegetables that you put in there? You might help me with this.
Well, you got some cabbage, and you got
Cabbage. That's
yeah,
the one. That's
yeah.
the one. Cabbage.
Yep.
So that's how I make it, but I make it very creamy, so it looks very dirty. I think the dirtier the better. That's my policy about food.
Sure.
And but back to my barbecue pulled pork. What I do, I get my pork shoulder, that right cut. I don't. It's boneless. It's too much work with the bone. I don't want to do that.
All right. And you're paying for that bone, so.
Yeah, I mean, it costs more. And also the skin. I used to do that with the skin. Now I just get it without the skin, just a little bit of fat. Then I do my dry rub, and I use cumin, brown sugar, what is that? Cayenne pepper.
Yeah. Yep.
I also
Cayenne.
use-
Everybody says it's all kind of a territory thing too. Some people say cayenne, some people say cayenne. So
Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
we're
mean,
talking about the same thing.
yes, we are. Yeah, yeah. Cayenne
I
is
also-
how I would say it.
Cayenne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
cayenne.
say that. It sounds more like, I don't know, Spanish in a way to me, even if it's probably not. But whatever.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And I use paprika. Is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm. Paprika. Yeah.
I like smoked paprika, not spicy.
Right.
And well, I can't remember what else I put in there, but that's my rub. And I
Little
leave it
salt and
overnight.
pepper. Little salt and pepper.
A little bit of olive oil because I want to give it an Italian twist. And then I leave it overnight in the fridge, and then I cook it for 5 hours at 140 Celsius, which I have no idea what it is in Fahrenheit, but I can tell you in a second. It is. Can it be 284? Is it too
Yeah.
much?
No, that's all right. I'll cook a pork butt at 275. So yeah, 284 is that's not too hot. Mm-mm.
Okay. 5 hours? Too long? Too short?
Well, I mean, I did 3 pork butts last weekend, and it took me about 8 hours at 275. So
Okay.
that 5 hours is maybe a little quick, but it depends if you're letting it rest for a long time. And if you're what we call, or I call, burping it off, letting all the steam and the air out of it, depending if you're wrapping it, there's multiple different ways. I have a video that I cooked a pork butt straight through like they did back in the old days, where they didn't actually give it a crutch. They would just cook it straight through. Well, that becomes a regular Mediarite, but you're supposed to really cook that at about 225 degrees, so it's like a 15-hour cook. Well,
That's a long time.
that's a long time, especially when you're trying to make a dumb video on it. Just like, well, I'm not going to wait for 15 hours, So,
Yeah, sure.
but no, I mean, you got a good, good rub there. When it's, I think everybody in the chat would say the same thing. You got a good rub. Do you inject any of your pork?
I don't, and I wanted to ask you about this because we talked about this. I mentioned that to you. I started trying to do these things when I watched this Pitmasters barbecue show, whatever. It's a
Right.
competition. It
Yep.
was on
Yep.
Netflix somewhere. It was
Yep.
kind of fun. And I saw that some people used to inject and other people wouldn't. But
Mm-hmm.
what do you inject? Like, if you did it, what would you put in there? Because it has to be, it cannot be dry. It has to be something liquid, I guess.
Right.
So what would you put in there if
Well,
you did it?
what I inject my pork butts usually with soda. I will put in root beer or Dr. Pepper
Soda?
or pop.
Like a Coke?
Pop. Yeah,
Like
Coca-Cola. Yeah, yeah,
Coca-Cola,
yeah,
actually?
yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah, it gives it a little bit sweeter flavor in the inside, in my opinion, because pork butt's pretty boring unless you really penetrate that meat, in my opinion. I mean, it's just, it might as well be a pork loin if it doesn't have that little extra. Now, I like to make a sandwich and then just put like a little bit of a tangy sauce on it. I don't like a real ketchupy based barbecue sauce. I'm more of that vinegary type of sauce guy. But I like other regular tomato based sauces too, but they just can't be that thick, muddy stuff. I want it runny. So, but no, I mean, inject it. You're talking about pit masters. I work with Butcher's Barbecue and David Bosca. He's got a good pork injection that I've used a couple times. I need to do a video with it. But yeah, so injecting, a lot of people like pineapple juice. A lot of people will inject it with pineapple juice. That goes good for like that. More of a Hawaiian type of sandwich. I don't even know what the hell they call them, but they do a lot of sliders, and they're doing this Hawaiian theme, and they'll inject it with a bunch of pineapple juice. And I mean, there's multiple stuff, but I typically like, and I don't know if there's Dr. Pepper over there or not, but I like.
We have it as like an import product, so it's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
One of my suppliers actually they sell Dr. Pepper, but it's just crazy expensive.
Sure. But you could do it with Coca-Cola. You can do it with anything. I mean, I've seen all kinds of people inject, and Darren just said like apple juice, is also a good thing in there too, So it just adds a little bit more moisture to that pork butt because, in my opinion, a pork butt is a very simple thing to smoke and cook, but it's usually typically like a person that's looking to do barbecue, it's one of their first things. They want to learn how to do a pork butt because it's inexpensive here. The meat isn't that much, and it's pretty forgivable. You know what I mean? Really, it is.
Yeah, you mean that whatever way you do it, it's still gonna taste nice. That's
Exactly.
What you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
I got that feeling. Maybe that's why I'm doing it. I like to, I don't want to risk doing stuff that I wouldn't be able to do properly. I don't think I could do a brisket, for example. It's not really my thing. While pulled pork is definitely a lot easier for me.
You could do a brisket, buddy. I've seen you cook
I don't
other
know
stuff.
if I can do a brisket. I should try.
Yeah.
You should. I should watch some of your videos with you guys.
Right.
You yourself do
Yeah.
brisket because that's kind of one thing that I would like to do. We have restaurants that make those, but it's never as satisfying as the ones that I tried. In other places. We don't really have a huge barbecue culture here. We enjoy it, but we don't really understand it because we definitely have a different cuisine here.
Right.
But definitely a Coca-Cola. Can I use Coke Zero?
Probably.
Less sugar.
Less sugar in it. I like the sugared sodas in there. I've never, and I just feel that the sugar in there adds flavor to it. Because I'm putting always on pork butt a spicier sugar rub. That's typically what we do. We want a sweet and spicy rub on pork, typically. But yeah, I mean, I think you can do a brisket. If you can do pork butt, it's time you do. I mean, have you ever done a chuck roast? I mean, have you ever done because I've got a video that's going to be coming out here next week. I love chuck roast. It's a little expensive right now, but beef prices are coming down here in the States. But that's very similar. Very similar.
I use chuck for. You got to tell me about this. I do burgers too.
Sure.
And I think I'm pretty good at that. I use chuck only, but I know that some people they will mix up a little bit of chuck, a little sirloin, But I think the amount of fat of chuck is just perfect. You got a
Yeah.
20% fat, and you
Right.
just roll with it. You don't have to add anything to the burger. It's still gonna taste good. So that's what I'm getting. I have a supplier for meat,
Nice.
and I'm getting chuck only, and it's fine for me.
Yeah. Oh, I
Actually,
mean,
the middle of the chuck because it's not really the same everywhere.
yeah.
But
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but chuck roast. I mean, I love brisket, but that's a lot of meat. So when we want some just beef, smoked beef, I'll get two chuck roasts. It's not cheap
mhm.
right now. It's almost like we'll buy a brisket, but the when you look at the amount of meat there, that's a good 3 days around my house. You know, two chuck roasts. Everybody's happy and get some good sandwiches out of it and all that. So that'd be something you could introduce over there. Good old smoked up chuck.
I need to give it a shot because I mean I got a good product for the burger, so I could use the same for the
Hmm.
roast.
Right.
Uh, how long does it have to cook for and what temperature? Just give me some,
Pretty
advice.
much about the same
As the
time. I mean,
pork?
yeah. I mean, I just this video here was 7.5 hours to cook four at 275 degrees. You know, but this is a smoker, a pellet grill that there's going to be more heat escaping from the doors and and things like that. I mean, in your oven, if you add a little smoke to it, it might be more efficient and tighter. It's like anything. If you can get it
Hmm.
so it don't leak, except for what you want it to leak, well, you're gonna cook it a lot faster, obviously. So, but the air, if you're, it depends on the weight, and I don't know kilos at all, so. If you get into certain sizes that are bigger and thicker chunks, well, then it just takes longer to get that. Like the probe tenderness is what you'll hear so many people say now, and that's the truth. I mean, I'm not really a temperature cooker ever. I've never really been a temperature cooker. I pick a target, pork butt around 202 or something like that. But I'm always going to want to try to, if it feels like my probe's going into peanut butter. A lot of people say butter, and I heard one guy a couple days ago say soft butter. I'm like, counter butter? Are you kidding me? That's like air, dude. Like on my counter right now. But nah, you should try that out, dude. I think that would be fun. You could put your little twist on it and see how that rolls.
I need to
Um,
give it a shot.
so
Drunk people know kilos here, no one else does.
well, there's a little bit of truth there, Charlie. That's a good one,
Is
buddy.
it? So you use the international the metric system only if you're a drug dealer.
Yes, right. Then
That's
you're
what you're
talking
saying.
kilos. Yes, that's what he's saying. Then you're talking kilos.
Look, guys, you need to get a grip about this. I mean, it's called the international metric system. Just
Right.
use it.
Oh, well,
Why do you have these things like 12 base? 10 works a lot better
yeah.
than
Well,
12.
I will agree with you 100%. And when, I'm pretty old, back in the 80s, they were telling us that we had to learn metric and all that because it was going to be here, in 10 years. Well, that's 30
40
years
years,
ago,
30 years
40
ago.
years
Yeah.
ago. It's still not here, and
I don't
it
think
is what
it's
it
ever
is.
gonna
No, probably not. Probably not,
But you know what's the funny thing? When I lived in Belfast, that's Northern Ireland, so that's the UK, they use miles. But when you go across the border with the Republic of Ireland in the south, they use kilometers.
Kilometers,
So all the
right?
signs on the highway, you don't even have, there's no border check, nothing. You're just
Yeah,
going
right.
into another
Drive,
country.
right.
And they have signs saying, watch out, because now it's not miles anymore, and that's kilometers. So it's kind of, I
Speed
mean,
limit can be tricky.
yeah, it
Yeah,
can be.
right.
And 30 miles is a lot faster than 30 kilometers an hour.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And it's the same thing. Like if we go up to Canada or something like that, it's the same thing. It's in the
So
kilometer
Canada
part.
uses the metric system.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yep.
didn't know.
Yep.
But you
Yep.
have, but you have a border. I mean, you have to stop and do all the
Yeah.
stuff.
Right. You got
So
to hand over
don't
your
go into
ID.
another country. I mean, one of the cool things about the European Union, which
Mm-hmm.
actually the UK wants to be out of,
Mm-hmm.
you can drive through. I did it. You can do it through 5 countries in one day and never have to stop. I mean,
Yeah,
no one
right.
stops you.
Right.
I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Sure.
It helps with, trade as well in a
Hmm.
way. I mean, you mentioned drugs. I don't do that, but you can actually you can actually bring drugs from Italy to Belgium, whatever, in a few hours without anybody checking you
Right.
easily.
Right.
Never done it ever, but it's a possibility.
Right. So, when you kind of mentioned earlier a little bit about the not, like Italy maybe doesn't embrace barbecue, obviously as much as, I mean, England is in Britain is pretty big into barbecue. I mean, they've really, I see a lot of guys that are really into that now. Do you see that barbecue could maybe eventually have a life in Italy, or is it going to
Well,
be more of a specialty, kind of like an Indian restaurant around my area? There's one
okay.
every 200 miles. You know what I mean? So is that something that you could see maybe more of?
Well, first of all, you should have more Indian restaurants because those are good.
Yeah, well,
And we should have more Indian restaurants in Italy too, because we don't
mhm.
have as many as in the UK.
Right.
One of the things that I loved about living there was the Indian food,
Hmm.
because they got Indian food is the best British food. You know what I mean?
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but back to barbecue, I don't think it's ever going to be the way it is over there or in other
Sure.
countries like the UK, because we are so traditional and so like culturally, focused on our thing, that something like that, which is, it's the complete opposite of our culture, food
Hmm.
wise.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not gonna be appreciated, because we already have places to do that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do some myself as well,
Right.
once I open. Well, I'm already trying, but it's a niche. I think it's always going to be a niche.
Right.
We have a couple of YouTubers that actually make barbecue food. There's one that I recently discovered. They had, I don't know, they have maybe 15,000 subscribers, which is
Hmm.
pretty
Pretty
good.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
And they only do barbecue. So there's a niche, I would
Hmm.
say, but I
Hmm.
don't think it's ever going to be big. And that is for every kind of food that comes here, apart from Chinese, which is going down in popularity,
Hmm.
and Japanese. But we don't like Japanese food. We like sushi only. So
Okay.
there's like sushi restaurants everywhere in this country.
Right.
It's like it's almost saturated the market with damn sushi. But yeah, I just see it. We're so traditional that we don't really like putting too much of what's outside in
Right.
here.
Right.
I'm saying that in a negative way, because
No.
there's so much good food coming from outside this country that
Hmm.
we should discover and learn about, and we just don't do it because we got so much of ours that we're like, who cares,
Well, you could be the guy, though. You could be the guy. Keep on
uh,
introducing a little bit here and there. I mean,
man, I just there's certain so I'm opening this new restaurant between Milan and Como. It's not in a city,
hmm.
it's a small town. But I've always said to my people, my friends, that if I open a place in Milan, which is the biggest city here for, it's the most multicultural place in the country. It's where
Right.
all the businesses are. I would do a taco bar. There's no damn taco bar here. I want that. I need it. I think it will work.
Oh, it will
And
easily work. Yeah.
it's so easy to make too. Like a little window selling tacos with punk rock music and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody does it. We have Mexican restaurants, which it already sounds too fancy. Mexican restaurant, and they sell tacos and burritos. But I want the damn taco bar. The place where you just eat from your hands and get all
Hmm.
dirty.
Hmm.
That's missing. That's something that I think it could work in a way. So I think it depends on where you want to do certain things. It might work.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, just do Taco Tuesday. That's what it is, man. We call it Taco Tuesday. So
I know you got Taco Tuesday.
right? So,
I used to love that when I lived in Belfast. It was an awesome taco and burrito place, and they were doing that. I mean,
right.
uh, they would do tacos all the time, but I think Taco Tuesday is just an excuse to eat more tacos on a Tuesday because they maybe are on a deal, so you spend less money for the
Right.
same tacos. Is
Right,
that how it
right.
works?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just know it's always been Taco Tuesday at taverns and other restaurants. They always do Taco Tuesdays.
Do
You know,
you
and
do it? Do you eat tacos on a Tuesday
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's certain restaurants around my
regularly?
area. Well, not every Tuesday, but yeah, there's certain restaurants around here that it's Taco Tuesday. And they'll have tacos on their menu on Tuesdays. I have no clue where it came from. Maybe some of the people that are from the Texas area or something like that could tell us, in the chat. But I'm going to say, because tacos are really more of a Texas thing than really Mexican. So,
Of course.
I mean, obviously, it's a Tex-Mex thing. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I could be completely wet, but I'm going to say that I've always felt that that's more of a Texas style of how they kind of do tacos. But yeah, there you go, buddy. And you can always, ask me if you, I mean, not how to cook anything, but if you got any, throw
No,
me a,
you need to tell me how to cook stuff. I mean, the
well,
stuff that you know how to cook a lot better than a lot of people that probably have businesses or chefs as well. Uh, I think sometimes, when you're more like genuine in what you do, just do that for passion and not for business. You
right.
probably do a lot better than people who are just doing that because they have to sell it.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Because you want, when you have friends and family come over, you want to wow them. So you're really dedicated into that cook. Sometimes when you've been cooking for 20 years and it's the same menu every other day, let's face it, sometimes you might not be putting the elbow grease into it as how you would normally every time. So there's some
yeah,
truth to that. There's a lot of truth to
absolutely.
that. So I kind of always end the show with the guest with this question, and I want to get you to bed. You got a lot of stuff going on. I kept you over a little
Thank
longer
you.
than I told you,
That's
but
fine. I mean, it's cool.
but what's something that I know you're crazy busy with the restaurant, and you're going to be crazy busy for the next few months with the restaurant. But what's something with your YouTube channel in from now until next year that you kind of want to do to try to help enhance it a little bit? What's something that you've been thinking about?
I want to bring my restaurant into my YouTube channel. So
Oh,
instead of doing my recipes from home, for example,
sure.
I want to do them from the restaurant kitchen, which looks a lot different from a domestic kitchen.
Hmm, hmm.
And but not only that, I do a lot of reactions and just funny videos. I want to do them from the restaurant. I have a nice space that I can use, that
Sure.
it's a lot better decorated and fitted than my house. So
Right.
I'm going to use it. So that's my idea. Of course, it's not going to be easy to, put it together.
Hmm, hmm,
I
hmm.
might not even have the time. I've been off YouTube for a month now, and it sucks because I wanted to do a lot more, and
Hmm.
it's kind of on a stall situation. But I want to keep going, and I want to use the space that I have at the restaurant to do these
Right.
things. So my idea is to use the time, my prepping time in the morning, or between lunch and dinner when we will be closed
Right.
to do other things with the channel, but from the restaurant,
I think
which
that's a
hopefully
great
is going to
idea.
help me with promoting the restaurant as well. I
Of
mean,
course.
I got subscribers from everywhere, but there's definitely some people from the area too. So if they know a little bit more, like more of the insights about the restaurant, they will
Hmm.
be more interested, and maybe they will
Right.
come visit as well.
Right.
That's
Well,
the
a
idea.
lot of the big YouTubers that have restaurants, I mean, that's exactly what they do. They don't film all the time from their restaurant, but sometimes they'll throw some footage from the restaurant, and it helps promote that restaurant. So I think that's a great idea, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see a little bit of your restaurant on film. So get to it, buddy.
I will absolutely, and I have to tell you that I want to say goodbye by showing you the title of a book that I read a few months ago, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes I just read it again. I don't know if you can read this.
Yep. The subtitle Art of Not Giving a F. All right.
That's my attitude. I do
Yeah.
my thing and I just don't care. I mean,
Right.
I do my thing and that's it. And that's my way of life. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter what other people think. I have to be, relaxed and focus on my things. That's what I like doing.
Sure. Well, I think you're on the right path, bud, and I love watching your videos. Even if I
Thank
have
you.
to read
The
subtitles, I
subtitles.
can still
I
deal with it.
promise I'm gonna do more English, like spoken English videos.
Well,
I think I can do it. I mean,
sometimes they might be funnier though when they're in Italian, to be honest with you, because it's like I'm reading it and I can tell by your reaction and stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyways, it's all good, Alex, and I just want you to know that I really appreciate you staying up, and everybody that's in the chat really appreciates you staying up late and hanging out with us. And good luck with the new restaurant. I know it's gonna kick ass. I just know it is. You're a driven and focused person, man. So,
thank you.
just keep it up. And I think with you experimenting with all different types of flavors, yeah, you're still gonna have to run the nuts and bolts, the nuts and bolts of Italy. But hey, you never know what could happen. You could come up with the craziest pulled pork slider sandwich in the world. So keep it up, man.
Who knows? I'm gonna do my best, and thank you so much, and thanks to all the guys who are, asking questions and taking part in this first part of your show, because I know you got
Sure.
more guys coming up
Yeah,
now.
yeah. And if
I'm
if you're gonna hit the rack and go to bed, I get it, But if you're like, say, if you want to jump in and chat with everybody in there, go ahead. It's completely up to you. Nobody will be disappointed if you can't, man.
Nah,
You got a busy
I
day.
would love to, but I definitely need some sleep now. But I'm gonna
Okay,
watch it. I'm gonna watch it with the whole thing, tomorrow, my
perfect.
tomorrow, your whatever
Sure,
time,
sure,
and because I'm curious to see what the guys later are gonna tell you.
sure, sure. All right, buddy. Well, hey, have a good night. Get some sleep, and good luck. And I'll talk to you soon, man.
Thank you.
You
Good
bet.
night.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
bud.
Bye.
Later. All right. Well, there we go. That is MoFo, and I just love that name. And we have to make sure that we're giving him a big round of applause. I mean, I've started to watch more and more of his stuff, and I mean, he's cooking the Italian things and stuff like that, which I'll be honest with you, there's only a few Italian dishes that I personally cook. My wife can make more. I'm the meat guy, and she always does more of the dishes of like, you know, shrimp scampi and linguine and all this different things. So she does more of that type of stuff. But I have an interest in his style of cooking. So if you guys haven't, make sure you check out his channel. He is a lot of fun, and I know he does reply too in English to your comments. So for all of us non-Italian speaking writing people, he will reply to you in that. So, all right. Well, we're going to do the old pee break polka real quick here, and then we're going to end up getting Todd and Sassy on. So.
Hey, geht's euch gut? Super. Hey. Zicke, zacke, zicke, zacke.
Mo Master Mitch, thank you for stopping in, buddy. I appreciate that. It's chew time. A little bit of a dirt bag. Eric's Barbecue and More. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Baseball and barbecue. Awesome. Thank you for joining me, man. I'm going to be on the Baseball and Barbecue podcast this Thursday night. Todd from Dad Incredible. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining me. You have some wonderful Instagram pictures lately, dude. I don't know if you got a new camera or if you're just like even getting better, because holy crap. Pretty fancy, man. Some really nice pictures, little sandwiches and different things you've been making. Rob from Beer Champ Barbecue. How you doing, buddy? Uncle Steve. How you doing, man? Thank you for joining me. I might have missed a few of you guys, and I'm sorry, but yeah, wow, huh? This song's, like, I know everybody likes this song, so that's why I always play it a little longer, you know. To me, it just makes me want to dance. Have some chicken noodle soup and some good old beer, and yeah, have a good old Polish wedding. That's a good old Polish song right there. So now we're going to get into our next segment. We're going to go at the rail, and we're bringing in Todd and Sassy from Greenhorn BBQ. You know, they've been doing YouTube for a while, and I've obviously gotten to know Todd pretty good. Him and I have actually talked a lot of camera stuff, and he's a Sony user. He's a Sony fanboy like myself, so it's always been a lot of fun talking with him. But he also has some really cool barbecue gear. So let's get the old Greenhorn in himself and give him a call. Rousing up the bowl. Okay. There they come. Here they coming. Well, hello, Todd and Sassy. How you guys doing?
Hey guys, what's up? Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to you. How is it over in California tonight?
We're having a major heat wave.
Is it
called out National Guard. I think it's 80 degrees. And yeah, you don't hear from us by tomorrow, call the Coast Guard, because then we fell off the edge of the continent.
Okay, all right.
Rough day on the West Coast.
Yes, yeah, I hear you. So I know you pretty good. You know, we've chatted enough, and a lot of people that are in the chat know you, but there's obviously new eyes in there too. So why don't you guys just give us a little bit of a rundown on Greenhorn Barbecue and Beer?
Well, you want to go?
Go for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to, on certain questions, you might have to ask, like, this is for Todd or this is for you or whatever.
Okay, sure.
I'll answer for sure. But so what was the question? Oh,
just tell us a little bit. Yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourselves. We'll get more into the barbecue channel, but just tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, we're both from California. I'm from Northern California. Deb's from Southern California. We met somewhere in the middle, and you know, I joined the Navy not too long out of high school. Did 20 years in the Navy.
Sure.
So I'll just skip that first 20 years. We'll just call it Navy. And then, you know, now I landed at Point Mugu Naval Air Station, the Ventura County area, which is north of LA, along the coast. Not LA. We're definitely not LA. I don't want to be associated with LA. And yeah, and that's where we landed, and this is kind of where we're from now. But it's a beautiful area. It's kind of like that forgotten coast of California. It's beautiful.
Sure.
And I'm a civilian with the Navy now, so I just trade one uniform for, you know, a collared shirt.
Yeah.
And you know, is that us? Well,
Yeah.
how about you?
Oh,
Who are you?
who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
What do you mean, who am I?
Who is this chick next to you?
It's been a fun road, you know.
Sure.
After meeting Todd. I moved out here to his neck of the woods, and we dated for a long time. We got married, and presently I'm working from home, not due to COVID, but because
She actually gets to work from home.
that's what my company
Actual
offered
home office.
me. So
Nice.
I work for a
Nice.
textile company, high end, low end, hotels, resorts. We sell everything.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Very
I mean,
lucky.
I work from home a little bit myself, so I wish I could work home more, but
Oh, I
because
love
of my
it.
job, I have to travel a little bit. So, but it is that nice Friday, I spend at the home office, so it's actually kind of a cool thing, So, we got a question right away from Pickles. He had to hit this up early, and I'm happy
keep it
that he
clean,
did.
Charlie. Keep it
Yes.
clean.
So he's saying, so Sassy won the marinade competition.
I knew
How
it.
how does Todd
I'm
feel
unplugging.
about that?
This interview is over.
I love to make marinades. Okay,
Yeah.
that's my thing. I love it. So hey, honey. I mean,
Okay, yeah, I'll say, she definitely had the flavor and all that stuff.
and the tenderness and the juiciness.
whatever.
Juicy's money, honey.
So I just, I think using the marinade is kind of a crutch, honestly. It's like when you take a bad piece of meat and you got to doctor it up, which is kind of what a top round is. Okay.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
I literally, for a reason, I don't buy top rounds because, Charlie said, hey, I usually make jerky with that stuff.
Yeah,
That's
right.
awesome.
And we haven't done jerky yet. We can't go on any road trip without her adding 2 hours to the trip just to stop at jerky joints.
To get some jerky joint. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Love jerky.
So we're waiting. So I think after tasting her top round and yeah, okay, I'll cede the win to Sassy. It actually tasted like it should have been done a jerky. I think.
Okay.
I think if we would have taken that, then sliced it
Little
up,
liquid smoke and all
added
that.
some, added some more to it. I think so. Maybe next time we do a top round, we'll try jerky.
Sure.
Yeah. Why
In the
not?
Traeger, maybe. I don't know. I've never
Yeah.
made jerky. Maybe I will have to watch one of Charlie's jerky videos or something.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Do you have a jerky video?
I don't know if Charlie has a jerky
you?
video or not. No, I don't. I don't. I want to do one of these days, because that was one thing that my father did all the time, and it's like I just need to do it. It's one of those deals, It's just like you just haven't got it to it. So with the barbecue thing, let's get to how you decided to start doing videos on barbecue.
Whoa. So, it was, we actually started, I did a video about 9 years ago, and it was on a home-built smoker that I made out of two 55-gallon drums.
Sure.
And, it was when I actually had room in the garage, and, she wasn't parking in there yet.
And I wasn't taking up all the real estate.
I'm definitely not a professional fabricator. I just got the backyard sense and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I got a little welder. I got some tools and stuff. I took shop class in 1982. So. So I went to YouTube to get some pointers. And I didn't know who. I can't remember to this day what channels. I would search, homemade smoker, and I just look at the first few videos I found. I'd get some kind of fundamentals.
Sure.
And and then I just started building it. And so after I was done, I kind of felt compelled to upload it somewhere and show it off.
Right.
And so I figured out how to do it on YouTube, but and I had to give it a name. And I guess in 2011 you could get monetized right away.
Sure. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I had no idea. I just knew that you could upload a video. I didn't know how deep it went. I didn't know that people made money on it. So I uploaded the video, and it was just a quick review. It's still on there. It's our very first video.
Sure.
But it was under Doug's Smoke Pits, because I kind of had this dream, I don't know, maybe twisted reality that, maybe I can actually make them and sell them, because this area around here kind of sucks when it comes to homemade smokers.
Right.
Either got Home Depot or Lowe's, and that's about it, unless you mail it or something.
Sure.
So I uploaded the video. So anyway, fast forward, 6 or 7 years, and I was wondering how that video did. And I had already gotten rid of both those smokers. One I sold for really cheap, and the other one it just kind of rusted out, and I pushed it out into our alley.
Yeah, right.
Someone took it.
Right.
So great. I hope they have many years of good
cooking with it. Yeah.
smoke,
Yeah.
my contribution to society. So
Right.
And we started watching barbecue channels, and started really getting into it.
well, what happened was, I went back to the video, and after talking to this guy at work, Pete's Garage Workshop actually is a featured channel on my front page.
Okay.
Another coworker, and he was talking about the latest, rules and stuff, and I was kind of listening. And I went back, checked out my video, and I had 36 subscribers and 19,000 views
Yeah.
on
Wow.
that one video. And I was like, that's interesting. So we started thinking, hey, we could do this. I started talking to Deb here and Sassy, and I'm like, let's, we love to barbecue, and let's give it a shot. But at first, actually, we didn't know exactly what we were going to go with as far as like whether we're going to barbecue or maybe travel vlog, or a little bit of both. And so at first we called it Big Dog Vlog because we had a big 120-pound chocolate lab mastiff mixed dog. So we call it Big Dog Vlog, and I did a video on my motorcycle with a helmet cam and then a couple other things. But it kind of fell into just doing something cooking instead. And so I did a video of me cleaning the Traeger because I hadn't used it in a while.
Yeah.
And then I had to do a video of me cooking something on the Traeger, and then another something on the Traeger, and then I wanted to buy a Weber. And I hadn't had one time, and so it just kind of grew out of that. And so I deleted the other videos and I renamed us. Well, Deb could tell you how we came up with the name, right, babe? Tell them how we came up with the name.
Well, we started barbecuing, and everything's trial and error. Try and try again.
Right.
And then so I came up with our name, Greenhorn BBQ and Beer, and he was like, Greenhorn BBQ and Beer, why? And I said, well, because we're newbies. I mean, because you don't know what you're doing.
So she's being nice because I'm sitting next to her. I'm sitting too close to her.
Right.
I was in the office actually doing the research, and she was watching Deadliest Catch. And you know how they have greenhorns and stuff.
Oh,
She
yeah.
goes, honey, I was thinking of, the beer part because her brother is a home brewer, microbrewer. We used to grow hops for him. And then I'm thinking something in beer, or barbecue and beer, or rock and roll and barbecue, and beer and barbecue. And she goes, you should call it Greenhorn because you don't know what the hell you're doing. And I said, fine.
Yeah.
Greenhorn barbecue beer it is. Boom. And
Boom,
I hit
done.
enter. And so that's how the Greenhorn just, and that kind of also describes our level of expertise. We don't have a level of expertise. I'd say we're novice. I'm not shy about it. We're not a chef. Like CJ says, he just plays one on TV, right?
Right.
And so, but we're learning.
Trial and error. The more you do, better you get.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
It only get better.
Well, you got quite, and this is kind of coming from Charlie also. He says the same thing. He says, you own a lot of different grills. What's your favorite for each purpose? And I was going to just say, you've got a lot of different grills now and cookers. What is your favorite one?
Well, so I guess it definitely depends on the kind of technique that I'm going for.
Right.
My favorite one, definitely the Yoder Wichita, the loaded Wichita. That one we bought on our way home from IKEA. Didn't even know we were going to buy a smoker that day, and I'm glad we did. For just the
Did you say on the way home from IKEA?
Yeah.
We
were up in Burbank. Burbank has an IKEA, and I don't know. We were buying pillows or something, and so we're driving back through Simi Valley.
And I'm like, go ahead, babe, stop.
And
stop.
Of course, Simi Valley is where the the trial of the century happened.
Right.
But anyway, and we're talking about smokers and the barbecue headquarters in Simi Valley, which is, our local real barbecue joint store store. And I said, hey, we're driving through Simi Valley. she goes, "Oh, they probably have that Yoder, baby." And I go, "Nah, let's just keep going." So she pulled out her iPad and searched it, and there they had one for sale. And so we stopped in. It was a Saturday evening, and I said, "You know what? I'll buy it if you guys deliver it tomorrow." And I thought they were going to say, "Nah, sorry," but they said, "Okay." And I'm like, "Ching!"
Yeah, there you go.
And that's one of my better performing videos. Is actually the Yoder Loaded Wichita delivery and first impression. The video that I uploaded, and it does really well, believe it or not. And it was just an impromptu, pull out my cell phone and here you go. Really great guys at that shop. Ventura County probably has no other barbecue store that sells real gear for kettle heads and barbecue nuts, other than Lowe's or Home Depot, and that's not the same thing.
Limited, it's limited. They got a little half aisle that has some garbage in it, but I hear you.
I love but for the pure just joy of smoking, the taking real wood, real fire, and getting that real flavor, and just that's by far my favorite.
Cool. So when what's your favorite thing to cook? Let's just get right down to that part. What is your go-to when it's like, hey, we're hungry, let's make, it doesn't matter. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Top ramen.
There you go.
Wait. You're talking about
barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue. Yeah.
I got this one. Tri-tip. That is my favorite piece of meat.
Yeah.
I love tri-tip.
Gotta like the tri-tip.
My favorite barbecuer is anyone he's cooking on.
Okay, there you go.
We don't live too far from Santa Maria. Santa Maria is literally an hour up the freeway near the Firestone Brewery, or past it. In fact, 805 Firestone. There we go.
There you go.
Just around here, when you go to a big event barbecue, like at the American Legion or the Elks, or any number of where they need someone to buy a bunch of meat and barbecue it up on an open grill at one of these parks or something like that.
Right.
50 pounds of tri-tip is usually what comes out, and it's just common around here. And it's easy to cook. It's hard to screw up a piece of tri-tip.
As long as you're watching your temps, see, like I don't have a tri-tip video because I can't get tri-tip unless I buy it at Costco or Sam's that's already been marinated, and it's so, it's
you don't
really
marinate
hard.
tri-tip.
I know, it's like I'm kind of handcuffed with that, and there's a Wagyu guy that raises Wagyu around this area, and him and I have talked, and he's going to save me an actual real tri-tip. And it's
nice.
like, so that's one thing that I'll do eventually. You know what I mean? So because
send us your address. Maybe we can do a little quick 2-night or overnight package to you. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
these meat companies.
Sure, I would. We'll talk about that because, and I know there's other people that have that same situation in the Midwest-ish area. I mean, they have to have a special butcher that's willing to lop that off or even get it, because of today's butchers, a lot of stuff is kind of bulk pre-cut already, So
it takes away from that area in the loins where, it's for other things. I don't know what other thing would come out of the same area. But,
that I got to think now. That's in the
top round? Or the loin?
It's in the it's on
Cap
that.
steak, spinalis.
No, it's
I need
not.
one of them shirts that shows parts of the cow.
Well,
sectioned up. So it looks like I know what I'm talking about.
It's from the. God dang it! Well, it's the bottom round. There you go. It comes from the bottom round.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we hardly see bottom round in our stores because they're all making tri-tip.
Exactly.
That's what sells around here. So
right. So because like the the rump, a rump roast is, and then you get the top sirloin cap. That's where that's coming for your picanha. And up here they have all kinds of picanha, but what they do is they trim off the fat cap and then they sell it as tri-tip. So it's not the same, it's just not the same.
Doesn't have that boomerang look, you know, that.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
right. You know, it's similar, but I will tell you that picanha is better than tri-tip as far as the meat flavor in picanha. In my opinion, it's really, I mean, to me, picanha is real close to ribeye. I mean,
And I've
it's
seen
right
a lot of
there.
videos on that stuff. Like,
Do we have? I've never seen that.
I saw it once, but you know, it's from the same cow as a tri-tip would come from. You know, like,
It's
but yeah, it
upper
is a
though,
different
yeah.
cut. It's got
Yep.
that little bit of fat on there, I guess.
Yeah.
Fat's flavor. So,
Right. Yeah,
yeah.
that's if you haven't done them, you do them. They're fantastic. You'll never have a juicier steak, in my opinion. You know, and they're not very big. It's just one little part of it's the fat cap or it's the sirloin cap. You know, so or it's also they'll call it the rump cap. You know, I mean,
Actually, you know, a friend of ours, and this is from our smoker overhaul video where we stole the smoker, a Brinkman smoker from
yep.
a coworker's husband, and he's in the Air National Guard, so we had to be careful. But that's okay because a bunch of sailors sneaking in the backyard of an Air National Guardsman, that's an easy proposition.
Sure.
So, but his wife's Brazilian, and we
Okay.
went to at least one of their barbecues, and I think they were doing one of those picanhas, but it wasn't individually sliced up. I think it was a broader piece.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll do it that way
recall,
too.
I think they
yeah.
did that.
Yeah, they'll do a whole picanha and cook that. I've seen it where it's it's kind of almost indirect for a while, and then they just light up that fat cap a little bit to really crisp it up, and it's good. But yeah, I mean they're very similar. I'm just gonna say that in my opinion, a picanha only beats it because it's more tender than a tri-tip. It's just a little more tender. You know, that's the only reason probably. They're very similar, that real beefy flavor, but you have just a little bit more tenderness. you know that.
Try that out
And again,
sometime. Go get some
that's
picanha.
mine. Yeah, and if you ever try it, just
Yeah, that's
you
my
can tell me.
mission.
There you go. You can tell me. But all you have to do is go find the right butcher. If you have like a small, not too small, but a smaller butcher, and you say, hey, I want just the top sirloin cap, and see if they'll cut it off. Because like if you ever have a sirloin steak, there's like the kind of this little shape like this, and that's so tender and good. It's just awesome. And then you eat the rest of the sirloin steak, and you're like, like the famous Caddyshack thing, dog food. Well, that's why every time I get into that part, I think the same thing. It's like, that's dog food, but in all reality, it's really, it's good. So what out of your cooking parts though, let's get into this part now. Tri-tip is your favorite thing to make. What do you think you do the best at? Is it still tri-tip? If it is, then what's your second favorite and best thing that you can cook?
Top ramen. Come on, Ricer. It's not a difficult conversation. Okay, no.
I would say your brisket, babe. He's been doing better and better and better every time on that brisket.
Good.
I know, but at least better than Texas brisket, But
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna get hit for that one.
Yeah, right. You're gonna have some
Down
hate
below.
mail.
California brisket's no. So no, I definitely I want to become. We want to become better brisket smokers, makers. And the last one on the kettle came out fantastic. I think I didn't cut it very. I think I should have cut it differently. I started out cutting it right, but something went wrong there. But who cares?
Yeah, right.
But
it was delicious.
It was good, and got some guys that were pretty jealous, and they liked my brisket, and not jealous, but they definitely liked the brisket. And
sure.
We have plenty of brisket around here, but we don't get access to prime brisket or specialty farms. It's all like Costco.
Yeah.
First Street brisket from Smart and Final.
USDA choice.
It's usually just choice.
Full of fat.
Well, it's just that kind of stuff.
Not the good fat.
You can get
Yeah, right.
you can get Costco prime brisket, but it's not the same. It's not like some of these really nice farms,
Right,
like
Snake River
Creekstone or
Farms,
something.
yeah, all that, whether they're regular prime brisket, yeah. I mean, I always buy Costco prime brisket because that's really an inexpensive piece of meat compared to Wagyu and stuff like that.
They're usually small though. Like the ones we get that are prime, they're like in the 14, 12 pound range.
I get
But the
20s.
choice briskets are usually in the 19-pound range.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that just here on the West Coast, I think we're just getting gypped out of good prime, high grade, larger briskets because they're all going to all these big barbecue joints in Texas.
Right, right.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, they need all the help they can get, but I think that's a big difference. Aaron Franklin does such good brisket because he has such a good meat buyer.
Yeah,
He's
right.
consistent and stuff like that. But I'd like to see his stuff if all he has is Costco choice. I think it's a little different proposition there. So
I think he does 70 briskets a day or something like that. I think, if I remember correctly.
and it's all prime, high grade prime out of the same buyer. It's all the same
Midland?
size.
Does he get it from Midland Farms, if I remember?
I'm not. I got it on a soundbite when I was interviewing James Jackson up at Mad Jack's Mountaintop Barbecue in Cloudcroft, who came out of Lockhart, and he actually is a Aaron Franklin protege. It probably is Creekstone.
Yeah.
And he says it a lot. James does that when he tries to get the same company, same size brisket from the same supplier, he always wants prime. He can never get prime because he complains that it all goes to Aaron Franklin first, and then he's left with high grade choice, but that's what he ends up with. So and he does a great job with choice brisket up there in Cloudcroft. Smoking in 1,000-gallon smokers at 9,000 feet. Try to do that.
Right.
I guess you got to get up to 9,000 feet to try it, but he does a hell of a job. So anyway, long story short, we're trying to get better on brisket, and I need to transfer what I did on the Weber to the Yoder. Because I'm
bigger cooker.
Still, I mean, I could set that Weber. And I showed on my last brisket video how I used my fireboard, and I was able to step the temperatures up in 3 increments and have really consistent results in the temperature. I'm not able to do that on that Yoder yet, but I think I'm gonna get that fireboard on the Yoder one of these days.
I was gonna say, do you have a port on your Yoder? Just go ahead and put a ball valve on there and screw it up and get it rolling, man. I mean, there's always that thing that is it cheating? Well, I don't know. I mean, not really, in my opinion.
Is what cheating? Having a thermometer?
Having a fan controller. I mean,
I don't use a fan. I don't use that.
Oh, I thought you had a fan controller. I thought you were talking
it's a
about
fireboard. It's
just a instant read. Okay.
Yeah, it has 2 ambient ports and 4, and it's really nice. And it shows the graph and stuff like that. But no, you still have to. Use your vents and stuff. And on the Yoder, I'm trying to practice with having, doing the stack of wood with all same kinds of cuts.
Sure.
And practicing on doing it kind of Lincoln log style and adjusting my temperature by going with a tighter stack. And then if I need to go cooler, going tighter. And if I need to raise the temperature, going a little wider on the stack, spreading it out. That's what some of these big barbecue joints do. They leave their smoker door wide open, and the fire tenders, that's what they do. They just throw in the wood and they just kind of like either tighten up their stack to lower the temperature because it's less surface area, less BTU, and then if they want to raise the temperature, and what I don't think it's a trick, I don't think it's a secret, but you start out low, like 225, and you start going up, and maybe 275, and then when you wrap, go up to 300, 325.
Sure.
So they do that by changing the way they're stacking their wood. They're not closing their door or vents. That's not what I've seen in any of the videos of tours and any of their shops. And then the barbecue joints I've done barbecue crawls on, they're not really necessarily doing it with the air intake. Unless they're outdoors. And Cloudcroft, Mad Jack's is outdoors. He's up on a rise. And gets a little wind, so I think maybe he does have to protect it. But James is going to build a big old enclosure once business kicks back up, and he's going to put all the smokers inside, just like Aaron Franklin's.
A lot of
are.
the other ones, yeah, a lot of the other ones.
Definitely helps with the consistency and everything.
I've never heard of the like closing, your pile, your stack and stuff like that. I've always just had a split them all and made my splits a little smaller. You know what I mean? Or put a bigger one in there because whatever reason, But a lot of times just to keep it steady, I'm running steady, so I just throw a stick in there, a smaller little split, and I would hold it. But that's kind of an interesting little thing. I've never heard of that before. So
it's whatever works with you, right? I mean, it's what I want to just try to kind of work on, and I'm either going to go to a dead end road or I'm going to get really good at it.
I just wonder if your smoker's big enough to really see that effect. You know what I mean? Because some of the smokers you're talking about, they're 1,000 gallons, and stuff like that. So or 500, some of them.
And what I've been doing is I had to take my chop saw and my axe, and I'm having to make custom size splits.
Sure.
And this was actually watching someone else's channel. If you can't put your split into the door, holding it sideways, it's too big.
Okay.
And so my splits on my Yoder Wichita, I'm looking at in the 10 to 12 inch range, and then just as maybe this round,
right,
or square, not very big, but they don't sell that size of splits. They either sell them in chunks or the big splits,
right?
And so I'm having to make my own, and so that's the problem. So I just pull the chop saw out and the axe, and I try to make enough custom size on my own, and that's kind of what I've been working with. Otherwise, they really classify that as a charcoal smoker.
You're right.
Their website, that's what they call it, but I don't put charcoal in my Yoder, So.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like the Oklahoma Joes too. They're a charcoal smoker. You know what I mean? With wood chunk assist type of deal.
Yeah.
When you're just talking about like wood. I mean, well, maybe you're gonna have to just order up a half a quart or a quart of wood and haul it in and get to work.
That's
get to work.
Yeah, I wish I could train my dogs to chop wood.
My dogs are this big.
I've seen them. Yeah.
We didn't touch on that when you were asking us earlier, about us. Neither one of us have children. We have lots of children we can give back. We have nieces and nephews, so
right.
Just take them back, And
we're done with them. Oh my God.
Well, there's some truth to that. Guys talk that way,
My nephew's getting to that chop saw age. I think in a couple more years he'll be able to safely chop wood. So we'll see.
There you go. Cool.
He's a Boy Scout.
So when this this past year you've produced quite a few videos, in my opinion. In this past year I don't want to say you've gotten more serious, but I think you have in the past year. What's your plans? What do you think that really pushed you this past year to make more videos?
Well, I'm glad you asked. What's really pushed me to make more videos is reading or listening, not reading, watching other channels like Think Media and some of these other, creator influencer type of channels.
Right.
For the analytics, or not the analytics, what do they call the algorithm?
Algorithm.
That you want to upload and not just sporadically put your content out there.
Right.
You really need to have a purpose, and the algorithm needs to know that you have a purpose. And the way, by telling the algorithm that, is that you pick a day, and if it could be just once a week, it could be once a month. But if you're uploading exactly at 12 noon once a month, the algorithm, it'll take a lot longer, I guess, but eventually the algorithm might pick up on that.
Sure.
So we chose once a week. We try to generally go Saturday morning. And so now for a while we were trying to go twice a week, which, sometimes it might work, sometimes that's not our default.
Yeah.
But that kind of drove us up into the quantity of videos we started making. So we battened down the hatches. We said, okay, well, every Saturday morning we're going to upload a video. And then we're going to try to do it during the week, not like on Wednesdays. And so that's where we're pumping out more videos. And we can't really sustain that without good quality. So we want to go quality over quantity. And so once a Saturday, and once in a while we'll try to do a Wednesday, like if we have a special thing and we just want to, like the series I made about the Traeger, the exploding Traeger saga that I had.
Yeah,
I think I uploaded a couple extra ones there because that's kind of relevant. I needed to space them out.
Right.
So that's kind of why. Yeah, we just upped our ante, you know, and I wanted to, you know, we want to make good videos, but we also want to please the algorithm and the algorithm gods and just whatever, however that treats us. We hope, you know, that they treat us well because we're treating them well by giving them content.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that because I am the worst at having any type of schedule except for my Sunday show. That's it. If I didn't have a Sunday show, I ain't kidding. I just, hey, well, I'm done with this one. Let's put this one up. You know, I have looked at being more scheduled. But, you know, one week, like this last week, I wasn't able to do any videos at all. Nothing. I mean, I barely even edited this week. But, you know, I also had to, you know how it is. You're making videos, you're doing a day job, and then sometimes you just need to, like, relax that brain so you can come back and refocus again, you know.
Got to reset.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Everyone's got, you got to have time to reset, recalibrate.
Right.
Like yesterday, we just wanted to sit around and just do nothing, which means play on our phone, you know. And, you know, you got to do that once in a while.
Yeah,
Because we work 9 hours a day. For me, I got to drive to the base and back. And then, you know, it's hard to turn that off. So I can't come back to the house and just all of a sudden saying, hey, let's do a video, you know.
Right.
And then, of course, editing takes time. And so that's kind of why we're kind of limited to one video a week, you know, unless it's on a week where I got a lot of days off, vacation or something like that.
I'm the shopper, so I always have meat in the house for him to cook if he thinks he wants to make something.
Perfect.
I have this, and that. What do you want?
She's a meat getter.
So Sassy, I'm going to ask you now this. Are you kind of the planner behind the channel? Are you kind of like, hey, I've been looking at this, we should do this? Or are you just like, you know, on a whim you buy things? Or are you kind of looking at everything in the channel too?
I buy it with intentions of him doing a cook. Everything that I shop for is with the channel in mind, and I'll throw out some ideas.
Everything. And I kind of control it down to barbecue. Like last week, I could have turned into a spaghetti channel if we wanted to, but that would have screwed up the algorithm.
Right. Well,
so like, honey, baby, let's make some chicken Alfredo next week. No, you can't barbecue the.
Well, you can barbecue you can smoke the chicken.
That's true.
That's true. Right.
You know?
Well, on this. No, go ahead. Go answer.
No, go ahead.
No. I mean, if you had more, just go ahead, Sassy. That's all right.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Well,
Sassy.
I only use the smoker. Okay.
Okay.
That's
right.
as far as I go.
Wait, which smoker?
The Traeger's pellet smoker.
Oh, the pellet. Yeah. We have three of those.
I know how to use that well, so I do a lot of poultry there.
She likes me to whip out the Traeger and smoke my meat on it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And but yeah, you know, because the Traeger's just outdoor oven with a little bit of smoke. You know, it's a great tool, and that would be my second favorite.
The smoker does something to chicken that no other type of cooking does. Okay, it's just
it dries it out.
No, it doesn't.
Except the thighs and legs.
I will say a wood-fired chicken is way better than anything that I mean, even charcoal. I mean, I like grilled chicken all the time. We typically do that with charcoal. But the old tripod over the fire pit with a bunch of chicken on top of it is still my favorite chicken in the world.
Oh, rotisserie kind of thing?
No, well, just, the tripod, you got the big old, you take a Weber and you got 3 chains and you hang it right from it and you put the chicken right on top of there.
Oh,
put it right over there. Oh, it's awesome, man.
I want one of those.
Campfire. That's a campfire, campfire cook, and that's what we used to do with kids with my parents all the time. And just get the old, we have white and red oak here, and maple. So we're always, at the campground with all
Oh,
back
nice.
in those days, you could bring your own wood. So we had all kinds of wood all the time, and that's what we would do. Would just make a really good fire pit, and then you just had the tripod. And if you're real hot, you had to pull it up. And as it got a little cooler, and you had all those coals, you dropped that chicken right down on top of it. Still, my favorite way to make any type of chicken.
Nice.
You live in a
It's
pretty
just-
rural area.
Oh yeah, yeah, very rural. Very
The
rural.
closest I've been to an upright chicken was the beer can chicken that we did. It was so good. It was so
Oh,
good.
I stay away
really.
from upright chickens because they usually chase me or something. So, the cocks. So I stay away from them.
Along with the whole talk of upping your algorithm, and I noticed this too, Charlie's saying is that he's seen in your videos that you got better with cameras, and you
thank
got
you.
better with your editing game. What is the most important lesson that you
Thank
learned?
you, Charlie.
What's the most
important lesson?
yeah.
Well, man, spend more time editing and ignore the wife when she wants you to do the dishes or make more spaghetti.
Sure.
Just go back to editing.
You don't
Right.
ever make spaghetti.
Well, yeah, I do a couple times. 'Cause you make,
But with ramen
So-
though, right?
yeah, ramen. Dude, I love ramen. I was
To
gonna,
ramen. God, if he could eat ramen every day, he would. I
so
won't.
more. So to back to the question, Charlie's question. So I've my first few videos were horrendous, and I was editing on. I don't even know what I was editing on. That's how bad they were. I don't know if I just threw them together and then a number of videos. I think 20 or 30 mid videos. I'd say probably videos 30 through 60, somewhere around there. They were all on my Samsung Note 9, and I was editing them right on the phone on Power Director.
Okay.
Which I
sure.
paid like a $5 thing for Power Director, and it's 4K, comes out 4K. And then finally, I was checking out Potato Jet's video, a few
Yeah,
others,
yeah.
and that Sony A6400 came out, and and then with that, then I had to get real editing software, and
Right.
she bought me a laptop. She bought me the GoPro Hero 7 Black and said, "Get busy." That was actually the first hint that I needed to start a channel. by the way. I love that.
Right.
That was for Christmas or something. Yeah,
One of those.
I'm like, oh, okay, you must want.
Oh, it was your birthday.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'd say the time it takes is what you have to invest. I think if you spend enough time editing, you could take. You don't even need the whizzo bango stuff, but you can really
Right.
tell when someone spent time on it.
Yeah.
That alone will increase your game and your quality alone, and
Right.
that's probably the biggest thing. It's more time, and so I've been trying to devote more time to it.
Well, I noticed as soon as you got into the Sony color science, I could see that you upped a lot there, in your videos, because obviously I'm a Sony guy, so you know that, and yeah, I mean your dynamic range was much better, and your color science and all that. So congratulations for taking that big step to get into a mirrorless camera. That's a big step, so good job.
Thanks. Yeah, I shoot and upload right out of the camera. I don't do any color grading
Right,
at all.
right.
None at all. And what I try to do is I try to make the camera work, just like you mentioned that with the focus. And I try to just use the lighting to my advantage. Lighting is everything, and just use lighting to my advantage and take advantage of that. And then
Sure.
that kind of also improves the workflow. It makes a lot less work on the backside in post.
Right.
And because I'd rather spend more time on cooking and making the barbecue and telling the story than sitting behind a piece of glass editing all night.
Right.
And I could have another beer and watching Netflix.
Right. So now,
like Dark Encounter. I watched Dark Encounter last night. That was insane. That was an insane movie. But
I might have to check it out. So
Well.
we have Netflix, but we don't really. I mean, we watch stuff. My wife watches more than I do. I'm usually typically I watch a lot of stuff with the Roku now, YouTube videos, because it's just simple. I turn it on YouTube and I can watch, and it just keeps on playing all the the ones that are in my list of to view watching. So a lot of times I'm watching more that way than I am on my phone or on my computer anymore, because it's just easier. I can turn it on and let's watch this one, and okay, I didn't catch his video for a couple weeks. Let's watch him. So yeah, it's fun. Now, Daddy Dutch is asking, is Sassy the true brains of the operation? He wants to know.
This interview is over. Okay, my agent says I got to stop.
No. He's going to have one of those questions for us all, right?
Okay.
I spur him on. I try to push him.
She spurs me.
I spur him on.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Right.
spur you.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
More of a jab.
A little bit of but there's nothing wrong with that. We all need a wife that kind of like gets us going sometimes. I mean, I've always told everybody that my wife is pretty good when I'm telling her like, I don't really know if I want to make a video today, and she'll say why, and I'm like, lazy. Come on, get going. Come on.
Yeah.
So there is that little boost, and then other times it's like when I'm talking, she can tell that I was up all night editing a video, and she's like, come on, more energy. So yeah, wives, help with that part of it too. When they're watching.
All nighters. You told me like up till 2 or something editing.
3 I mean,
I can't
have
do
3
that.
or 4. Yeah, but that's kind of my time to be able to do some of that, because of my day job right now is busy. So then it's like, well, all right, it's Friday night. I have no choice. I'm going to stay up until Saturday around 8 o'clock in the morning to edit a video, So, but
could have done a brisket instead.
yeah, right. Yeah, right.
No, she definitely. She is a creative force. I don't give her enough credit than she deserves. And so, but there you got all the credit. All right, there.
It's on, and this will be.
She's all right.
Yeah.
That's
Now we're done
enough.
talking about
This will always be here, Sassy. So you'll always be able to remember and go back to this and say, "See, this is what you said," because it's being
Always
recorded.
tell
So
me I should do this. I should do that, and I got one track mind, and I just want to pray to the algorithm gods. That's all I want to do.
right.
And she'll say, you should do this, or you should do that, and
Come on, let's have fun with it. It's supposed to be fun.
yeah, it's supposed to
Right.
be fun, like everything else. And so so that's she's that the yin and the yang. She's the yin,
Okay.
the yin, right? Yeah, I'm gonna give her
Yeah.
the yin side.
Sure,
tonight.
sure.
She's got
Right.
the yin, yang, and we're yanging. So
Yeah. Well, we've got one more question I'm going to take from the audience, and then I'm going to ask my question that I ask all the time. But we got one more from Charlie. What is one food each of you like that the other one doesn't?
Oh, this is easy. This is like the newlywed game.
Kinda, yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right, you go first. Well, I don't.
He likes spaghetti and top ramen.
That's right.
I can't
Wait a second. You
all
love
the
my
time.
ramen.
No.
Oh, the truth comes out.
No.
You
I
don't
can't.
like my ramen.
No, but I can't all the time. It's like, so we kind of have taken a step
You
back
love
from
this
the
shit.
ramen. It's just like bad for you.
What?
But the spaghetti thing. Oh,
The spaghetti thing.
like he
Look,
could.
you were just talking to Alex about spaghetti and
Right.
Italian food.
That's not Italian food, according to Alex. We gotta
Yep.
stop calling it
Yep, yep.
Italian food.
It is if you
American
call it-
Italian, you're okay. You're okay.
Spaghetti.
That's true. I'm a noodle head.
Stop putting chicken in it.
I'm a noodle head. So we'll just say I'm into noodles.
Pasta. He's a
Pasta.
pasta person.
Okay, pasta sounds more,
Yeah.
Babe, you
sophisticated.
want a
So I'll call it
salad?
pasta.
You want a chopped salad? No. You want some vegetables? No.
Yeah.
There we go. She
Noodles.
likes veggies and pasta. She likes veggies and I don't.
I like my
Yeah.
protein
And
too.
well,
So,
we both like that, so that doesn't count.
well.
Alright.
Well,
Okay,
I
so
can
what
tell
one
you
thing
that
I
you
like
guys
that
are
you don't-
very similar to me and my wife. Okay, my wife and I, because I'm like, just have some noodles with some butter, and why don't you throw some of that pulled pork that we have from yesterday
Oh,
in there? And she's like, okay. And then she'll say, would you want a salad? No. You should have some vegetables. Just give me more
that's
noodles.
me.
you know,
As
so
long as
it's
they're out of
the
the
same.
can, I'm good with it. You know? I'm good with it. I don't want all that fuss and stuff. You know.
Yeah, right. Too much
You gotta
work.
plant something and water it and pick it. I mean, let's just open the can.
You don't. What's something I eat that you don't like?
I just told the.
Well,
I just
what?
told the audience.
You did? What'd you
Yeah.
say?
Vegetables.
Vegetables,
Oh,
yeah.
vegetables?
You know, your little salad. She buys these salads and
Chopped
stuff like
salads.
that. Chopped salad. That's and then she. Well, okay, from LA, she does a lot of these like Mexican food kind of dishes. She's always frying up flautas or papitas or
Yeah, right.
pizzas or no pitas or whatever. And no, I don't like all of it. You know.
Right.
Some of it's
What's
good.
a no pita?
Pita with, I don't know. So what you cooked the other day. So sometimes I love Mexican food. I mean, but not all of it. You know.
My
Yeah.
thing is making meals out of leftovers,
Right.
especially leftover meat. I love it.
I don't
love
like-
to make meals.
I got the both ends food poisoning one time from eating leftovers,
Oh.
and now I just kind of shy away. You know, if
Not
it's,
here.
If it's more than a day old, you know, I'm dumping it. You know, I just, you know, except for smoked brisket, that lasts for at least 3 weeks.
Right.
No.
You know, I mean, it's funny because I cook. My videos are kind of a plan for the house for the boys because they're younger, they're in their teens, so they're always hungry. You know, so I cooked way too many chicken wings today because I know that in 2 days those chicken wings will be gone.
The ones
So
with
it's
the wings
perfect.
still on them, or
The flopper's still on it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. This is what we got where we went. We were at you know, the bagged ones that are frozen, those are all really pumped up, so we just went ahead and bought the fresh ones, you know. Well, anyways, I know within 2 days they're easily going to be gone. Now, when I do 2 pork butts, that's when we're starting to talk about, well, I cooked this last Saturday and it's Friday now already, you know, and it's like, all right, it's got to go. But we don't, my wife always will make stuff with that, you know, even if, and it's funny because even if I make like ribs, you know, and I'll slice them all up. So if people want to, she'll put them in a frying pan, add a little bit of water, and then makes noodles. And then here you go. You get rib meat and noodles, you know, so yeah, I mean, it's leftovers, but when you're doing a barbecue channel, you know, obviously some of those chunks of meat that you're doing, they're huge. But with me having 2 boys and myself, but with you guys,
huge chunks of meat.
no, I'm saying with you guys, you know, I get it.
Okay.
That food could sit around for a long time, you know, before you actually, you know, it's like, oh man, I've had enough, you know, but yeah, so I get that whole part of like the leftover thing, and you want to do what you can with it. So here's the $1 million question. You had a big improvement in your channel from last year in my eyes and from watching, okay? What are you planning on doing this year to your channel to kind of repeat that boost, let's say?
That's a good question. We so if you were to ask us a month ago or a little bit more, I would have said get over 1,000 subs. You know,
Yeah.
We've reached that. You know, and we weren't in any particular rush to get there.
Right.
But in the next, so if to continue improving, well, I'd say to just cook better stuff. And
Get
to-
more
to
creative
learn
in the
more.
things that we make, and
To learn from you guys. You know, I've been learning from your audio stuff and just, you know, this live stream stuff and from our chatting and whatnot. That was motivating me to up my game as far as the live streaming goes. We
Sure.
still have only lives. I can count on 1.5 hands how many times I've live streamed.
Right.
And this makes 7 or 8, but maybe something like that, not like a show, but just kind of like go live once in a while and then maybe get out there again. But this whole COVID thing is kind of keeping us from doing barbecue crawls.
Yeah.
But yeah, just improve our cookability or skills or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
cooking. if there's one particular thing I want to do, a project that I have once we can get out, is I'd like to do this kind of little investigative kind of expose in Ventura County when I start a barbecue crawl video again.
Sure.
In this county, we're not, restaurants, barbecue joints are not allowed to have offset smoking.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And everyone knows that if you're going to open up a barbecue joint and you're going to call yourself barbecue, it's, you need to have an offset smoker. And so this county, there's literally nowhere in this county of Ventura County that you can go and have a sit down meal and you can get real Texas style or any, offset smoke style pulled pork or brisket.
Sure.
It's all going to be out of a cooker where the fire has shared the same chamber as the cook chamber.
Okay.
And so you get these hybrid kind of almost grilled sort of offset, but they're not letting them do that. And so I want to kind of do a 2 or 3 part little thing of interviewing. There's this one barbecue joint near us. He cooks Southern style barbecue. And he does a really good job. And in the parking lot, you would think he has these 500-gallon smokers, but when you see that there's no firebox attached, you realize what's going on here. And I started talking to the guy. He's like, yeah, they don't allow us to have an offset. And I'm like, wow, but he's making good barbecue. And so, I'm kind of, I need to kind of do a little research and find out what's preventing them from doing that. Can that be overturned?
Right.
Can they get enough signatures to allow a no shit barbecue joint, a restaurant to have that kind of cooker,
Well, I got a question. I mean, can they use like an old hickory, where you got your firebox on the bottom of it and it travels up? No, you can't even do that.
Well, an old hickory still has a separate chamber,
right?
And it's pumped in. Even a Southern Pride, same way. You have a separate chamber and a door. So you have to have
it has
the
to be
fire
in
the chamber. Yeah. So if you have a giant rotisserie, down at the bottom there better be a fire.
Right.
And that's no longer smoking. That's grilling. And so that's what. There's a few other counties.
Depending on how far away it is, I mean, how far the food is away from the bed. I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's weird. I've never heard of that before in my life. Wow.
It sucks.
Is it something to do with fire? Is it something to do with fire control?
Yeah, something to do with something to do with California. That's what it has something to do with right there. And that's why I kind of want to just do a video and just out them and whoever is holding the purse string on that one, I want to just out them on video.
Right.
And just say what the hell, you can find offset smoking, at pop-ups, a caterer, and you can kind of get away with it there. But
a brick and mortar can't.
Yeah, but no, absolutely not. And but some counties can, like San Diego County. There's an actual no shit 1,000-gallon smoker joint, and then of course in Orange County there's Heritage Barbecue. He's moving to a brick and mortar. He's got some big 1,000-gallon units, and so it's county by county. And so Ventura County, no, you cannot get a brisket dinner in Ventura County, California. You can't you can get some kind of version of pulled pork, but it's not going to be, white oak offset for 8 hours pulled pork. It's going to be, some guy coming in at 5 a.m, putting it in a stainless steel oven and serving it by 10, So it's just, we have a hard time finding good barbecue here. And that's another reason why we started this channel is to kind of kickstart something. We also joined the Nextdoor app. It's a great app for neighborhoods. Okay. And I started a group there called Neighborhood Barbecue Roundtable, and I'm trying to kickstart a small neighborhood community of barbecue people that want to share and barbecue stuff. And I'm hoping, a business owner will come in and maybe say, hey, we want to start a barbecue joint.
Sure.
Yeah. You would think we have great barbecue here, but oh my God.
Well, with I mean, because I thought at first it was just like a regular, like an offset was illegal, and I'm thinking, well, there's other type of cookers, but geez, if it's any type of separate chamber with fire,
exactly.
Something.
The heat source must be in the same chamber. And then I have to look up the health code, because it's probably a health code. Obviously, it deals, and there's probably measurements and certain like diagrams of how the heat must be exchanged with the protein and stuff. I'm sure of it.
Right.
But also here's just a side, and I'll just get off my soapbox after this. We all, if anyone's had roasted chili before, you ever gone to a chili roaster where they have a big tumbler and they spin and they roast your chilies for you? Well, okay, California decided that all chili roasting must happen in a stainless steel chili roaster. So now I don't know how much a regular chili roaster costs, but try pricing a stainless steel chili roaster for some of these small mom and pop grocery stores that take advantage of Hatch chili season.
Right.
And for decades, if not 100 years, people have been roasting chili perfectly fine out of steel chili roasters, and all of a sudden California says, "Oh, now they got to all be stainless steel." It's like, wow, okay.
Well, luckily for us, we have our own. He made one.
Okay.
I made a chili roaster.
It's pretty awesome.
But yeah, it's California, man. That's just California. Just I just can't.
Maybe
we're
you
behind enemy
can
lines.
maybe you can find something out and like you say, expose them and say, what is the difference here between this and this, So
what is really the danger here? And
if you can explain the danger, then I get it, But
the whole state of Texas has been doing it for eons.
Right.
They're not dropping dead for barbecue. I haven't heard.
Kansas City, come on. I mean, everybody, all these barbecue regions have been doing it for years, So it's weird.
If they say that everything starts in California and spreads, you don't want this madness spreading to Texas. Can you imagine some liberal nut job? And sorry, I don't want to talk politics, but they all of a sudden say, you know what, Texas, no more offset smoking because it's just not healthy for you.
Right.
What? Whoa, that would be
That would be devastating.
Yeah, that would be naughty. Let's just say that.
That'd be really bad. Anyway,
I'm gonna give you one last question, and it's from Uncle Steve, and he's asking you,
Steve,
about ramen with shake on it.
Woo! We've already done it.
We've already done it.
Yeah. The battery was down the camera, so we couldn't take video of it, but. I thought about doing an offshoot channel called Rock and Roll Ramen, where we're just showing video of just even kind of like Rexy does, only shows her boobs. I was thinking of doing just where you only saw my tattooed arms making ramen to rock and roll music, right? Kind of like Chef Boyardee's.
She only shows her arms and her hands.
Arms and hands. So my arms and hands too. And so I was thinking, but anyway, we've done the ramen. And we've done it with the Uncle Steve's and stuff. Maybe we should just do an actual video.
Do a video, or at least an Instagram. You could do an Instagram or a Facebook thing,
Oh, just all rock and roll ramen?
Yeah.
She wanted to start her own channel, the Sassy Kitchen Queen. But she wanted me to do everything, make the videos, edit. Do you think I got time for that?
No.
I could barely do one a week.
Right.
So I told her, you can make your own channel, but tell me how it works out for you, babe, because I got time.
It's a lot of work, I know.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of work. I put Uncle Steve Shake on salads.
She did.
I sneak it into the food all the time. He doesn't even know.
She did. He's got some mean mixes, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Uncle
it's
Steve.
good stuff.
Congratulations,
Steve.
Steve. 26,000 units
Like it?
to Buc-ee's. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
We don't have a
That's
Buc-ee's.
awesome.
We don't have a Buc-ee's in California. We don't have a one of those sports, whatever college sports or whatever that chain is. Academy Sports.
Academy Sports, yeah.
You don't have Academy Sports in California.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
That.
we territories, we don't have it either up here. So I mean, it's how it works, So I mean, we've got places though where we can get a lot of things too. But again, like I was talking with Alex, food is regional, and that is a big thing. And sometimes it's hard for these companies to, like B&B charcoal. You can get lump at Walmart in my area, but I can't get any briquettes. I can't get any B&B briquettes around
I've never
my
seen
area.
It.
Yeah,
Never
so
seen that.
So it's like unfortunate. I would like to try some. I would have to special order it, and it's like, oh, I don't want to pay a bunch of shipping for that, so I'm just gonna go buy whatever because who cares, you know? So a lot of that type of stuff, you know, it is what it is. But I want to thank both of you guys for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
job.
you for having us.
Oh, of course. You know, you guys are a lot of fun, and you know, and keep on working, Todd. I
was
mean,
fun.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, you were a crybaby. This show's over.
Okay, whatever. I'll just leave that right there.
Right.
This camera's turning off in a minute. That's all I got to say.
There you go. There you go. But good job, you guys, and congratulations on hitting that 1,000K. That's a big accomplishment, you know.
Thank you.
And
Year and a half. It took a year and a half.
yeah, there you go, man. Just keep on growing. Just keep on growing and pushing it. And
No, you're not doing too shabby yourself.
well, thank you. Thank you. You know, I mean, it is what it is, you know, and I put up stuff and it is what it is. But good job.
I think you
know.
do everybody on your channel a big service because,
Well, thank
you know, and you have got the knack. So
Well,
kudos to you.
I appreciate those kind words. You know, I mean, I just do what I do, and I want the barbecue community to always be the #1 community in YouTube. That's all I really care about. You know, no matter what type of thing comes on YouTube, I still always want, even cooking, even the air fryers and all those people, I want them because I think that is one of the most valuable things on YouTube. Fixing tires, fixing your refrigerator is important too, but I'm still going to say the #1 thing on YouTube to me is for people to learn how to cook. But good job, you guys. You have a great night. I'm going to stay on for a little bit, so if you want to jump in the chat and talk to anybody,
Sure.
we're running over. We got 2 guests, so usually when I have 2 guests, I run a little bit over. So you guys have a good night. Thanks again, and
See
I'll
ya.
talk to you soon. You bet.
Thank
Take
you.
care, guys.
Cheers.
All right. Well, there we go. What a show tonight, man. I'm going to tell you, it was a lot of good information. Had a lot of fun. Now let's give Todd and Sassy a big old round of applause. And, you know, I mean, I've seen enough people in YouTube. I've been doing it long enough, and we all put so much work into it. And really, I've seen a huge amount of work from Todd and Sassy. They both have really worked hard in their channel, and it's exciting to me because when I see people buy new gear or lighting and all that, I just think it's the best thing you can do. #1, press record. Press record, even if it's a video that doesn't make it to YouTube. It's like you're watching it and you're practicing and you're trying to get better at it. Just do it. Because, you know, for some of you people that might be watching right now and not entered anything in the chat, just do it. I mean, you'll have people watch you, you know. I mean, I'm going to add a little music to the background so I can keep myself going here. But, you know, I'm no expert at YouTubing at all. Not even close to being an expert YouTuber. But I enjoy doing it, and if you enjoy doing it, just get out there and do it, for heck's sakes, you know. So, but no, we had 2 great, wonderful guests tonight. I'm glad the show went off without a hitch. Poor Alex. I mean, he's like, dude, I'm gonna be able to stay up. I've been working my hinder off, but I'm getting used to staying up late, so I'll make it through. I want to say hello to Grumpus. Thank you for joining me, sir. Andrew from Anderson Smoke Show. Thanks for joining me, buddy, at the end here. Love it. And Cooking with Kirby, thank you. I also want to thank Joe from Smoking Joe's Barbecue for the super chat. I want to thank Brad Lucas for the super chat, and I want to thank Eric from Camp House Barbecue for the super chat. I appreciate that, guys. You know, it means a lot. I don't like to interrupt during the conversation here. You know, obviously when I have a guest on and talk about the super chat thing, but I appreciate it. You know, anything and everything helps, you know, when you're a YouTuber. So, you know, but other than that, it's still fun. Great job to all my mods. Holy cow, I saw everybody's channel coming up there. That's fantastic. I appreciate that part of it. Briquettes are hard to get here too. I'm reading back through the channel or through the chat a little bit. 5 bags, oak briquettes. Yeah, you're lucky you can even get them. I can't even get B&B here. You know, I can get some other really cool charcoal, but B&B ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Well, hello, Miss Booger. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate that. You know, you're an air fryer, and I am like, you're another person that it's like awesome for YouTube that people can find you making videos on the piece of equipment that they bought, you know, and that's really it is. You know, it's always hard to make videos sometimes. You know, you always want to be supported by the brands. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. It's very important that, you know, as they say, free shit isn't really all that important sometimes. You want to be more, you know, supported by the brands that you're supporting because, you know, it's free advertisement and you're trying to help them out and you love it when they try to help you out. I've been blessed that I've had a few people help me, and that's great. And all of you guys will always get a chance for that to happen to yourself, you know. So hang in there, keep on making videos, you know. The right company is going to come along and they're going to say, hey, we like this person, you know, whatever. Have your own style. Don't try to always, you know, I mean, everybody makes the same damn crap. Let's be real honest with here. It's the same damn crap. But with your personality, it's different. No matter what, you know. So just keep on making content because who knows how long YouTube's going to be around, to be real honest with you. Everything eventually goes away. So, you know, and there she is. Sassy's in the chat right now. It's great. Is it? Oh, Darren's saying that it's sold out. You see, I can't even find it at my barbecue supplier because he's not a B&B guy. And I can't even find it in any of the stores. They don't have it. I mean, the only thing I can find is, you know, and I like Kingsford and I don't mind Royal Oak. It always seems I get more sparklies on Royal Oak. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Royal Oak. I've used it many times, but it just always seems like there's, and I'm not talking the lump. I'm talking their regular briquettes. It always seems more sparkly. You know, it's a really cool thing, obviously, for 4th of July. I mean, when you start throwing those, you know, chimneys out on top of it, it's awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I'd love to get some B&B because I've only heard a lot of good things about them. That like lower smoke. I mean, it burns a little cleaner. So, you know, I know there's a lot of impurities in briquettes, obviously. I can't tell you what the hell they've used to squish them damn little briquettes. That's something that I'd have to ask my buddy John about, and he'd tell me. But, you know, there's a bunch of crap in it. Yeah, it's the pits. Hey, Jimmy Q, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining me. I seen you earlier. I don't think I gave you a shout out, but I wanted to make sure that you know that I saw you. So, my son said, Dad, you have not given away a shaker of Hogwaller for a long time. So he picked it out. So tonight we're going to do the hashtag Hogwaller. And Todd and Sassy, you guys can join in and try to win too. You don't have to be afraid. So hashtag Hogwaller and get your chance to end up getting your own shaker of Suckle Busters. I mean, come on, let's do it. Yeah, but Jimmy, in the replay chat, because I can't pull this out and make this one work. So just that later. And Fogo, yeah, I've got some Fogo. I have got 2 bags of Fogo. So I need to do it. I've got a new little cooker that's coming pretty soon. So when I get that thing up and rolling, we're gonna run it. Yeah, it's okay, Jimmy. You know, but yeah, I can't pull the hashtags out of here. You have to do it on the replay. Unfortunately, the comment picker, they don't go into this part of it. No, I can't, Brian. I can't get Fogo locally. I have to order it also. If Charlie wins, we riot. Charlie has been very good about entering, and he's only won twice out of 25 episodes. So, and I'm going to tell you, yeah, now he's not going to enter. But we usually average about 10 people, So guys, come on, Suckle-Busters. Dan Arnold is super nice to do this. Get in there. I mean, yeah, the odds are better. The odds are better if there's not a lot of people. I've got 2-time winners. So there's a couple of them, several of them now. So, but yeah, just do it, man. Do it. I mean, here's, oh, geez, you got a slow ones here? Brad is like on a mission to own every cooker made in the world. He's got a lot of cool ones, man. So he is addicted to barbecue, and that's a great habit to have, in my opinion. Ace Hardware. Yeah, you did. You did, Jason. You certainly won when it counted. Yeah, I know, Steven. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Yeah, we can't. It's got to be. You got to be in the 50 states. Unfortunately, it's like my Canadian friends too. Same thing. Yeah, I just unfortunately, why is shipping so much when it just goes across the border? Really? I mean, I can see if we were going to send it over to Germany or something like that. Yeah, I get that part of it. But come on. It's just like going from one mule to another mule, and then it goes across. Come on. It ain't that hard. Yeah, Charlie's not going to enter, so. Yeah, that happens, Charlie. Unfortunately, get ripped off on a haircut. But no, so I had a fun weekend. I did buy a Masterbuilt 560. Brian is in here, Brian Horseman and Tom Horseman. Andrew and Tommy from Gallery Barbecue. You 4 guys kind of talked me into buying one of those, to be honest with you. So, great job. More money out of my pocket. But I actually took YouTube money and bought it. So, it's like, why not, But it seems like I was going to do a burn off on it today. But I also said if I don't edit today and get all my film from the 4th of July cut, I am not going to get it done this week because I got a lot of traveling to do. So I'm like, all right, you can work on it a couple hours the rest of the week and see what all happens. Well, did all right. So we got a lot edited this week. So, but yeah, I'm excited to get that Masterbuilt. I know Darren has one also. It seems like a really, really cool cooker, Yeah, I know. I'll let you know, Brad. I will let you know. But I'm going to tell you, from what I've seen on it, Tom and Brian and Andrew and the other Tom, I think it's a pretty cool little cooker. No, I'm not going to paint it like Tom. But I am going to see if I can wheel and deal and get myself one of Tom's vent hoods. That's what I'm really looking for. I really want one of those because Tom and Brian are 100% true on that, because that back vent is so exposed, and living in Snowball City, man, that'd be nice to cover that up. We'll see. I think they've had good luck with theirs. Brian just posted a video yesterday or Friday or something like that where he had his installed. So now I'm going to see if I can promise Tom, he can be on every other week or something for a couple of weeks. Yeah, they are. They really are. It's so funny. It's like a perfectly good cooker, but it's not, because when Tom adds stuff to it, it makes it like this ultimate cooker. It's like, geez, so it's pretty cool. Very cool, actually. 560 is YouTube gold. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really 100% buy it just for YouTube, to be honest with you. I just love charcoal. I just love cooking with charcoal. And I've got another charcoal cooker that's going to be coming in pretty soon too, but I like cooking with it. So I'm like, hey, this thing seems cool, and it's going to be a charcoal. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know Russ Jones has one too, and he'll be on the show in a couple weeks here. So I'm pretty excited to get him on, and because you talk about a guy with a lot of cookers, Russ Jones, holy crap, Holy crap. Wow, booger. That's just ridiculous. £4, $24 up there. Yeah, I knew you were Canadian, and I know you just became a citizen not too long ago. I saw that on the hot seat, so congratulations, booger. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, man. Or ma'am. I was going to put a convection. I think they're going to be putting a rotisserie in that master built like Tom was talking about there, because when I started looking at it, it's like, makes so much sense how they have that on both sides. Yeah, I think that's what that plan was, to get a rotisserie in there. I want a rotisserie again. Haven't had one for many, many years, so someday. Charlie, you could move to Egypt and smoke camel. I need to see some frickin' smoked camel videos. They sell it. It's like $20 a pound, but it is. Oh, it is out. Okay. All right. Well, that might have to get on the list. Just because I love, like, rotisserie chicken. I really gotta say that I love rotisserie chicken. I think it's awesome. So that'd be kind of fun to cook that. Maybe. To each his own, Rob. I mean, there's so many cool cookers out there right now. It's like ridiculous, So it's like, I think that, honestly, if I could have one of all of them, well, then we'll call it quits. But yeah, I just really do like charcoal. I really do. And like my ultimate, and I'm gonna say this when I do the burn off video and seasoning crap on that thing, that I have like two cookers that I've always wanted. Number one, a Lone Star grill. I've always wanted a really nice offset from Lone Star. I think they make really good products. Chris is a hard worker, and it's family owned, and I think they got awesome offset cookers. So I'd love to have one of theirs. And then a Stumps. Probably for 10 years I've wanted a Stumps cooker, gravity fed. I just think those are so cool. Well, welcome back, Johnny View for a Grill. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining me earlier. You got to quit having like movie night all the time when I'm on. Oh, I agree. I don't think they're a gimmick either. I don't think so either. I think I've seen guys take them from like 300-ish degrees to 700 and like nothing flat. It's like, holy crap. So I think the only thing that I see is the build quality. It's a little thinner, but for that average person, I don't think it's a bad cooker, but it's still a lot of money. Still a lot of money for a cooker that, how long is it going to last? I think if they evolve and they make the maximum thing, and really beef it up, but yeah, we'll see. Well, that's what they say, Jimmy, that he invented the gravity smoker, but I don't know that for sure. I just know that I love his gravity-fed smoker. You know, I think it's just a really top-notch, phenomenal cooker. And like I say, it's been like 10 years that I've been looking at one of those. So, and they don't do influencer specials. What next cooker is whatever Charlie does on a giveaway? Oh, your next cooker. Yeah, there you go, Tom. Well, we'll have to see what we can come up with. I just gave away a Weber kettle. I just gave away a Weber kettle to my good friend Jake, and you guys have seen him in my videos if you watch my videos. He's got a Pit Boss and he's got a gas grill and he hasn't had a Weber for a long time, and I bought another kettle, so I'm like, why don't you take my this one away from me? I still have my other kettle. I have 3 kettles. 2 of them are forever loaned, but if I ever need them I can go get them, but forever loaned to 2 people. So no, I think Craig's, yeah, that thing is super cool. That rotisserie thing, oh heck yeah, man, I love watching that. That thing just spins. It's like almost like OCD spinning, you know. I mean, like, I get like crazy if like, I gotta get this chicken wing a little bit different. It drive me nuts, you know. Everything has to be symmetrical, you know, or whatever, you know. But that's a really, really nice little rig he's got there for rotisserie for sure. No, I didn't. I gave him another one where he's got to buy an ash sweep on that. I broke the ash sweep. I don't know how old that one is, but it's had multiple cooks on that thing. So there you go. There you go, Todd. You're gonna have to buy a rotisserie. Sassy wants a rotisserie. Yeah, those are neat little cookers. I don't know, is that gas, Andrew? I've seen them. I don't know if they make a wood fire one or not, but I've seen them. I like them. You know, they're pretty cool. Oh, okay. Smoking Joe got one too. Cool. Yeah, it's just a neat little cooker, Craig. You know, it's like a lot of those little things like that are fun to have, and you know, I like rotisseries. I think they're cool. Yeah, you're exactly right, Kirby. They had a great interview. Good job. But no, we'll see. It's getting. I got a little time here to do some more nice outdoor cooks. I still got 3-4 months here before we start dealing with real cold weather. I can typically cook until about the middle of November outside. Then we're moving back into the garage. So. That's what I thought, Andrew. You can get them in the pellets. I'd rather have the pellet one too. I think the whole gas thing is boring. I've said this multiple times. I have a combo grill out on my deck. It's a real small deck, but I got it out there. That is a gas and a like a charcoal grill on one side, but I love using the charcoal part because it's like kicks ass on steaks, man. It's got that notches and you pick it up and back down. Never even seen a frickin' tank on the gas side. It looks brand new. My wife's like, well, you don't hardly use that anymore. You're always using one of your other cookers. Why don't you just give it away? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give it away. Put it out. I got a couple friends I can ask if they want it. You start getting, why have it out on the back deck if you never use it, Nordic cooking. got to take Norwegian Christmas. You got to take one of the ribs from a pork rib, but you leave the pork belly on it and everything, and cook that up. And that's a good old Norwegian. I don't know if you want to call it a staple, but it's a good old Norwegian meal for Christmas. They could use some special type of spice on it, though, I think. So, I don't know. We'll see. One of these days, but where can you find a whole rib cage with, or not a whole rib cage, it's like a spare rib, but then you have the whole belly on there. It's pretty cool. Can't even think of what it's called. All right, you guys listen to music for a little bit. I'm going to unleash, and I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry, Terry. Hey, welcome. How's it going, Terry? You missed the pee break. This is an extra one, so I'm going to be working on some like fun stuff here coming soon. I'm going to up my channel production game, and we're going to have infomercials or something like that. So something like that. We'll figure it out. We'll have to screw around something. Oh yeah, I agree, Craig. I would love to get Ken on. I know he wouldn't. I know he won't come on pretty much. But someday my goal is to get Ken on, just because he's another butcher, grill butcher. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was trying to think of some better name to name him, but like, he is another modder. I'm sick of listening to modders. But I just love it how he takes things and just, the first time I ever saw a bullseye was from him. And that's a kind of a cool thing. And then Mike from Bauer Barbecue has one now. So he's got a smaller channel, but he likes to have fun. Steve, yeah, I do. I still use it, mainly for ribs, though. There's a million videos that I need to do on that thing still. It's finding time to do it. I kind of like got away from that cooker because I did a brisket on it, I did a pork butt on it, did some ribs on it, did chicken wings. I never did quarters. I want to do, or halves. I want to do chicken halves on that. But typically when I'm doing ribs, like for a bunch of people, if they want a bunch, man, that PBC it's a rib machine. I've got the Bronco, not this next video, but the video after. I did some ribs and chicken wings with my Vortex on a Weber kettle, but it's a 4th of July party thing that we went to, and I filmed throughout with it. It's going to be a half-ass video, but I don't care. It still has a beginning and an ending somewhat. So that was quite a drinking bunch of friends fest, so it was a lot of fun. But I love my pit barrel for ribs. I got the one where the rib breaks and I'm man down. That was all like, holy crap. That was the first time I ever had a rib break, and ever since then, now I double hook them. I double hook them on the Bronco too. So, but that the Bronco is very similar. I just can't get the temps on that Bronco on this newest video that'll be coming out eventually here in a couple weeks. I couldn't get the temps on that, and I'm good friends. Keith Bevington has been on the show before. I'm really good friends with Keith, and he's really a fire starter. I mean, he is the ultimate backyard barbecuer that should have done some comp, or should do comp, I should say. But anyways, with Keith, he tells me that thing flies, you know, and I haven't had that Bronco really get up when I've been smoking on it to very high temperatures. I actually, in this video that's coming out, I threw my Ultra Q right in there and had it almost full blast, pumping air through it, and but it held fine, 250 the whole cook, 250, but I set it at 275 and it just couldn't get it. I think that tube is so long all the way down to there that I probably could have left up in the lid a little bit and got more coals going, but that thing's a little rib machine too, and you can hang them in there too. So, but PBC's is a rib, it crushes ribs. A little different, but the one nice thing about like a PBC is you can run them straight through and then they're done. You know, yeah, the middle, if you rotate them, you know, sometimes I'll flip them end for end, and that really helps. And the middle might not be quite as tender, but you don't really necessarily always want that because they're going to be in the fire. Yeah, the big 55. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. There you go. Build your own. Do it. I don't think there's a lot to it. You know, when you look at a stumps, there's no fans unless you add a fan like a Fireboard or a Ultra Q or whatever. But I mean, it's just a box. You know, obviously it's an insulated, you know, cooker. You know, the chamber is insulated and all that, double walled. But I don't know. You can make one. If you can weld, you can make one, buddy. Oh, you want to get into the PID stuff too. Well, who is it? Rectech has a good controller. Oh, they are a very hot and fast cooker, for sure. You know, it's like the pit barrel. When I've watched other people make videos on it, and they're like pissed, and like, I can't think of the guy. He's like Texas 2.0 or something like that in Minnesota. And he was like mad that he couldn't, you know, it's running so hot and all that. Well, it's a freaking drum smoker, dude. You know, I mean, yeah, a UDS, ugly drum smoker, you know, you get into gateway and stuff like that. You can, I put this in here to irritate everybody. But you get into those gateways, I mean, those, you can zone those right in, man. I'd love to have one of those. Love to. You are 100% Kirby. You can put it on a pit boss, and you can have a PID controller. Oh, all right, though, that's cool. So you're spoiled then, Andrew. But yeah, so we'll see. You know, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that this next year they have a bunch more companies do the gravity feed. You know, I actually pimp Dan Corso all the time. I'm like, hey, when is that new gravity fed Oklahoma Joe's coming out? And he'll question mark. You know, what are you talking about? But so who knows? But I'd love to see a lot more companies do it because, yeah, I mean, I think it's especially the way Masterbuilt did it. Now, I'm going to say again, I lift up that lid. That's probably one of the cheapest lids I've ever lifted up in my life. It's even weaker than like some of the gas grills that I've seen it there. It's just so flimsy. But the lid really isn't that important on that cooker. The racks in it are decent, and the way that thing is set up, man, it's like really, really simple. So it's really simple. Fresh air on that little computer fan blowing on it, and the cooking temp coming back through that slot and pushing it out, man. So I don't think it's that hard. All right, well, Steve, if I can find them, I will try them. I've seen them before. I've seen other YouTubers use them. We were just talking about B&B earlier, that it's not like a commodity thing around here by me, and it's very regional. And, down into Texas area, you can get B&B, you can walk into a gas station and you can find it. You get up this far, it's selective. It gets a little selective. I mean, because I know a guy that has a barbecue, and his name is Steve Ray, and Owl's Nest Barbecue. And I think he's had, I can't think of the guy from B&B on his channel, but it's not easy for him to even get it, and he's in Tennessee. So a lot of that stuff gets to be so damn regional, which sucks. I mean, it sucks. Everybody wants everything, like in my area. Hey, Chris, I stayed on just for you, buddy, because I knew you weren't going to be home until about now. So I stayed on just so you could be part of it. You were there earlier. You gotta see Mofo, man. He was lit up on a little bit of adrenaline, I think, is what kept him awake. But he did a great job. So, and Todd Sassy did too. So hopefully, glad you're back, buddy. But like Wisconsin, I was saying earlier, is like we're really popular for frickin' pellets. There's a lot of pellets made in Wisconsin, believe it or not. They're the more higher end ones, and I can get them anywhere. Hardware stores, premium pellets and lumberjack and all that. I can get all them from around here. But when it comes to I don't want to say competition barbecue briquettes and lump, but it's maybe more the higher end type of charcoals. Yeah, it's not very easy. I can get rock. Yeah, I can get rock. I think it's called rock. I'm sure Darren would know that. Rock something, lump charcoal and all that, but because there's another one, I just can't think of it. But another good, people want it just because it's different than Kingsford. But I use Kingsford just because I can get it at my dollar store. Sure, we can start over, Joe. Thanks, buddy. I said I gave you a shout out before for the super chat. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Okay, so now we can talk really serious things. When you're cutting your pork ribs, make sure when you flip them over, you put some warm sauce on the cutting board. I hate doing that. I know a lot of guys have told me, when you do this, just freaking hate dumping the sauce on there, because I want that sauce that's actually hit that smoke and then kind of gets caramelized a little bit. So I just screw it. From now on, I'm gonna hold it on its edge and just cut it that way. Way better. Sometimes you can do it on top, but you know how those bones kind of screw you up a little bit. You get pissed off. You got a sharp enough knife, you can get through it. But Joe. But yeah, so other than that, you know, I hope all of you guys had a wonderful, fantastic weekend. You know, it's like, if you look at right now, and it's going to sound kind of crazy, but really, the real noobs out there for barbecue, it's kind of slowing down now. You know, we all cook year round. A lot of people cook year round, but not just YouTubers, a lot of, you know, whatever, hobbyists. But like with, you know, the people like some of my friends that grill out 4 times a year, you know, those guys are all packing it in, man. They're done. I sure will. I sure will, Joe. I'll check it out, man. I mean, I think it's a cool little cooker. I mean, it's pretty neat, you know. My wife is Ukrainian, and when we went over there a few times and visited and all that, and in that they do these kebabs, and it just, every time I see that from Craig's thing, it reminds me, theirs isn't rotisserie, but it's like kind of the same thing, and it's like, man, they took what those guys use and just put a chain on it and drove it. Pretty cool. Yeah, I say shoulder too. I say shoulder. There you go, Jimmy. Yeah, you know, I mean, like, I gotta say that I just like that bite off the bone. I don't like it that tender. When I've done them overdone, you know, and you're like, oh, I make ribs today, and, you know, not do a video and not actually freaking pay attention and all that stuff. I just take it and I strip it right off the bones, and we make it just into sandwich meat. I mean, come on, you know, rib chop is awesome. It's really good. There you go, Brad. Nice. I cook in my garage. People laugh at it, but I mean, if I wouldn't be able to cook in my garage, I can't cook in 3 feet of snow, man. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not around here. You know, I mean, I do it, but I can't make a video on it. I mean, set the tripod up in the snowbank. Freaking all the sun glare off the snow would be ridiculous. So, did a couple videos in the past when we were in the snowbanks, and it's still fun. But yeah, when you live in Snow City and you like barbecue or grilling, you have to cook year round. That's all there is to it. You cook year round. It's okay. But no, I don't know. It's still good times. Still good times on the old barbecue channels and all that, you know, and everybody's putting up good stuff, you know. So I think another 2 months, but then it's you're gonna see that taper, you know. I mean, I did last year, but I was a really twerpy little channel then. Now at least I've got a few, you know. Now, Amish, Joe. I call it Amish. This is my Amish look. I used to have a goatee before. I got so sick of the freaking hair, like, on my lip all the time, so then I shaved it off, and now I got Amish. There's a couple Amish people in a county or two over. Yeah, it's two. Yeah, no, one county over. You got Amish people. Hard workers, but yeah, I'm Amish. Dave Tickler. Well, there's truth to that too. Broom sweep. Yeah, there you go. Like both those. I don't know, I just started doing it. You know, I'd like to have a big old Fu Manchu again, you know, but pork chops and Fu Manchu, but I don't think my work would like the old Fu Manchu thing, you know, Starsky and Hutch style, you know. Yeah, right. In a wagon. Yeah, there you go, buddy. That's perfect. I'm going to do the same thing, but probably not this year. I'm looking at getting the concrete pad poured this year. That's the only thing that I'd maybe do. But other than that, everybody, I guess we're closing in on that 10 o'clock hour, so we'll head her till 10, and then it'll be hasta la vista. But yeah. So here's a question to y'all. Why do people say bite through is comp style? You know, I don't know that. I don't know that because I don't think that it's really 100% true, because if you go to this CNBA or whatever the Texas one is, that you got to use a freaking you got to use the old what do you call it, forks, plastic forks. I can't touch the bones. I think Joe might be able to answer that. Jay, you can't even use that, you know. So down there, I mean, I'm pretty sure that that's the way it is. So you ain't gonna want to bite through bone because nobody's gonna get it off the bone to eat it. ICBA, thank you. Thank you. All you comp guys, you know all them fancy abbreviations, you know. I know KCBS though, and the SCA. FBA? What's the Florida one? Yeah, nice. IBCA. Yeah, they use that goofy fork rules and all that, which is fine. You know, I mean, I get it. I mean, you know, but like Bill told me from Chicken Fried, he told me that, yeah, my brisket's overcooked every single time. It has to be, because if not, if they can't eat it, how the hell can you get a score on it? So that was pretty interesting to me, to be honest with you. But I do like to have yeah, there you go. FBA. Yeah, see? Not bad for a guy that never pays attention to comps. But I know that because, you know, Kevin Bevington's a buddy of mine, and he's a Hall of Famer. Kind of cool. I knew what you meant there, Joe. Fat thumbs get in the way sometimes when we're typing. Yeah, it was. Everybody did great tonight. Like always, though. Everybody always brings their A game when they come on my show. That's highly appreciated. Well, at least I feel they're bringing their A game. So, any of these comps opening up around some of you guys? Got a couple minutes. I have seen talk, but I thought now with the spike in the corona that maybe they were going to back off a little bit on that. So, I don't know. I haven't heard. KCBS sounds like a radio station. Nothing in the rules says it has to be crispy. Oh, see, another fat thumb. Okay, so you still got one. Is that in Minnesota, Darren? That's good, though. I mean, that's good. You guys, I want to see everybody have a little fun with their barbecue this year, you know? I mean, it's like, really sucks, you know, and like these comp guys, I mean, they just got the toilet bowl treatment and can't do it, and I get it, but you can go in a restaurant now as long as you're social distancing, and you know, like we went to a really nice Mexican, brand new, they struggled, they were gonna open up right during the COVID, right before the COVID, or right during it was their plan, and they had to wait. Well, we went in there Friday night and ate, and it's like kind of sad because the place is going to be way bigger and hold a lot more people, but because they have COVID rules that they can only serve about half the people in there, so kind of sucks. I'm hoping that everybody can get rolling again, man. I'm getting sick of this crap. It is a radio station in San Francisco. Well, there you go, Charlie. You just learned something. All right, cool. Yeah, there's one like 10 miles away from me, Charlie. Just drive over here. It's in the early spring. We got to get Noobs back in here. Where the hell has he been? He keeps on cooking and practicing all the time, or maybe he's working hard too. Could be doubling up. I know he's getting ready to move into a new house, or he might have moved into a new house already, but that guy's been busy, but gotta get him back in here. Charlie had a man crush. You're in trouble. You're in trouble, Tom. There you go. Oh yeah, I mean, the SCA is way lower for sure, guys. I mean, and that's the one thing, you know, when you look at that. That's why it's pretty popular for a lot of people that want to enter into it. Now, if I'm not wrong, I don't think the backyard for the KCBS is as expensive as the Pro, but I don't know that. Darren, you could probably tell me that. Because, you know, the cookout coach, you know, he's been doing pretty good. I think he's going pro, though. I think he's going to go pro. He's been, in his area, he's been doing well, so. Rubs. Happens all the time. Yeah, I have been, Steve. I mean, I've been cutting back, you know, so there you go. So we're on the show tonight, buddy. So thank you for sending me the shirt. I appreciate it. You know, that's what good people do. They help each other. I haven't had a chance to do your test thing. Unfortunately, the 4th of July screwed us all up. I hope that I'm not going to miss out on the deadline, but I do have them. I didn't take them out of the package just so I wouldn't screw them up either, because I'm like, oh, as soon as I take these out, then 5 of them are going to end up, my kids are going to like put them in the basement or something, because that's what they do with all my crap all the time. Hey, you know, because I got certain stuff that goes in the basement for videos and stuff like that. So I just left it in the package. It's on my other desk sitting there. So hopefully I'm not going to not be able to be a part of it, so we'll try to get something. Well, hello Hobo, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. That's right about when I'm getting ready to go off, buddy, but I appreciate you stopping in, man. Well, look at this. Last week's guest is in here. How you doing, Jabin? God, you guys are gonna keep me on forever. Yeah, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. You're like way on the other side of the Canada. You're like way over there, you know. So it's okay. West Coast problems, yeah. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you. I'll give you my answer. I just haven't had a chance to really do anything, so it's like, I mean, I have cooked, but not that type of meal, so, and it's like, I need to do it when I'm not going to plan on cooking a video type of thing, you know. Oh yeah, by the way, Jabin, just so you know, Charlie is the winner of your rub, so he always like comes in and wins at the right time, so yeah, he won, so. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I was happy that anybody would win it, you know. But like Charlie does put in there, he doesn't win a lot. Now he won one time, and everybody thinks he wins all the time. Poor guy. You know? Yeah, he kind of came through the back door, you know. All right, cool, buddy. No rush, you know. No rush. Whenever you get it here, it's fine, man. All right, well, we're counting down, guys. We're going to head out at 10 o'clock. Yeah, probably, dude. Once I get it, I'll let Charlie know right away because I do have his cellular phone number. So, backdoor Charlie. That's right, backdoor Charlie. Oh, hey, buddy. How's it going, Russ? That's right. You know, I'm just kind of wrapping up, but I'll sit on for a little bit, you know. I mean, I get it, you know. I mean, I try to do this whole 7 o'clock show. Charlie and I have talked about maybe pushing it back to like 7:30, but I'm like, gosh, you know, I mean, I usually typically on Mondays, I got to get up at 5 and head out. So it's like, yeah, you know. But no, I appreciate you coming in, man. But we're going to keep it at 7 and, you know, whatever. We'll always try to run at least 2 hours. Russ, I'll be contacting you after next week so we can do a little fun little chat. And then Russ is on the show 31st, if I'm remembering correctly, if that's Sunday, something like that, the end of July, 29th, whatever it is. Not sure. Have to think. 19th. Yeah, so I don't know. Whatever. Have to open it up. Quit your... Yeah, I wish. One of these days we'll quit my job. I'm going to start a pickle patch like my mom always talked about. She made all her money off when she was a kid. Yeah, I'll let you know, but it's like two weeks because next week is Andrew from the Andrew from the Grill Sergeant is going to be on, and then you're on the week after. So you got 2 Sundays from now, Russ. But yeah, you know, the whole thing, sometimes I run it a little bit over. Why not? But because I don't have to get up at 5 tomorrow, so it's like, yeah, we'll run it a little later. But yeah, other than that, so next week again, like I say, is Andrew. Andrew's got some really huge talents in production. Obviously, he kind of works for camera stuff and photography, and he knows a lot about photoshopping, as we call it, I call it. But so he knows a lot of that type of stuff. So Andrew and I are going to talk a little barbecue, but we'll probably maybe throw it more towards the whole, because I'm impressed with his production. I know he has a buddy that helps him film stuff, and I think I'm going to throw some more questions, technical stuff. He's a Canon guy. I'm a Sony guy, not because I don't like Canon. It was just Sony was the best option, man, when I was buying. Now they got the new M5 and M6 out, and they're like $4,000. It's like, you know, I ain't going to go trade glass and camera bodies for a camera that much. It ain't worth it. No, not now. Charlie was my first guest, Tom. Charlie was my first guest. Yes, he was. And then it was Johnny from View to a Grill. And then it was Dash, and we had all kinds of audio problems. Holy crap. That was so embarrassing. I don't remember who was fourth one, unfortunately. It's only been 25, you think I'd remember, but I can't. I got a memory of a gnat. Just jump from one spot to another. Yeah, you weren't. Yeah, he was my first one. I threw him in there. I threw him under the ring right away, man. Got him in here. But we'll have Charlie on again sometime. We have repeats here. We're gonna have repeat specials and stuff like. Why not? Oh, Yeah. So, but other than that, fellas, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I really appreciate all of you joining us, and Kitchen MoFo, Alex, thanks for joining me. Greenhorn BBQ and Beer, Todd Sassy, thank you so much for joining me. Also, great show tonight. A lot of fun. Holy crap, was it a lot of fun. And I think everybody learned something tonight. And that's, I don't care. We shouldn't ever walk off this show completely dumber. We should at least learn something. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. We better get into our outro. I'm way over. I went 3 hours. I do really 100% appreciate you guys hanging out, but I thought we gotta have some talk. I gotta have some talk time. That's why now moving forward, this is my last 2 guest show. Moving forward, we're only gonna have 1, so that way we can do that nice 45-minute-ish, 1 hour-ish with everybody. With my guest, and then move into Ricer time, so it'll be good. So, all right, we'll stop this right midstream, because why not just stop it? And I don't think it's too loud, or you guys would have been complaining already. So, but we'll just go into this. Take care. Have a great week. Get those smokers and those grills running, and we'll see you next Sunday. Remember, Andrew the Grill Sergeant will be on.
It's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Thank you so much for joining Ricer on BBQ Tavern Talk. Before you go, make sure you hit that thumbs up or hit the thumbs down. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification ringy bell. All of those YouTube things. Action figures sold separately. Batteries not included. If symptoms persist, seek medical attention. Only 1 per household. Call toll-free number before digging. Caution, filling is hot. Do not fold, spindle, or mutilate. Do not remove tag under penalty of law. Refrigerate after opening. In the unlikely event of a water landing, your seat cushion may be used as a flotation device.